Yeah. They talk, we testify. They scroll, we sanctify. They bait for clicks, I build for freedom. They pander to crowds, I speak to the kingdom. This ain't gossip, this gospel. Ain't a brand, it's a mantle. This ain't performance, it's posture. Anointing over algorithm, I'm not like them imposters. I don't do fake deep, I break yokes. I don't chase viral, I chase hope. I ain't got trends, I got truth. I ain't running from culture, I bring the proof. Wide open, we build different. Cut from cloth, they don't even stitch with. Say it raw, say it real, say it righteous. Say the name Yeshua like we not lifeless. Yeah.
Wide open, we don't do safe. We don't bow down, we don't placate. We lay hands and we lay lines. This ain't rap, this redemption in rhyme.
What's up, everybody? Y'all hear that music? Y'all hear it? It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's lunes. It's lunes. It's lunes. How we do it? It's lunes. It's lunes. It's lunes. How we do it? I said Monday. Hey, hey. Monday. Hey, hey. Monday. Hey, hey. Monday. Hey, hey. Good morning, America. It's 9:01 Central Standard Time. It is 7:01 Pacific Standard Time. It is 10:01 Eastern Standard Time. You are now locked in for the next 3 hours with Wide Open. Hi, y'all. Hi. I hope you had a great weekend. Bye. I hope that your weekend was fantastic. And if it wasn't, what?
What a ripoff.
What a ripoff, man. Weekends are supposed to be cool.
Amen.
Now, you're not guaranteed to have a great weekend, but when you got one, you got to do a cartwheel or something.
Yeah. Something.
You got to do something.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something has to be done.
Right.
Well, let's remember, you woke up, you can breathe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen.
If you got out of bed on your own,
Yep.
right, as the old saints used to say, with the activity of your limbs.
I love that. I've never,
Yeah.
never heard that.
Yeah. I bless God that I woke up this morning with the activity of my limbs. Some of them would say, I'm glad that my bed wasn't my cooling board.
Oh my God, dude.
Talking about like the morgue. It was kind of morbid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thankful that when I woke up in my bed, it wasn't my cooling board. That I had the activity of my limbs. That I dressed myself this morning. They would literally go through like these incremental stages of gratitude. You know what I mean? I was able to brush my own teeth. I got myself dressed today. Like you start thanking God for like all the stuff we think that we can't thank God for because we didn't get to go to a freaking concert. You know what I mean? And it's like, did you wake up this morning? Did your digestive system work correctly? You might want to bless God.
We thank him for the practicals.
The actual practicals are the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm so glad y'all are here. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now.
Shout out the chat.
You already know this roll call. I'm real chill today. I'll give y'all the reason why in a minute, but
And that's okay.
I'm like super chill. I'm not like coming in
We love the chat.
hot. You know what I mean? Like super like, I'm not doing none of that. What's up, Malaysia? Daphne, I've missed you. I haven't seen your name in the chat in a minute.
Love you, Daphne.
Daphne, it's good to see you. Moreno Valley in the house. What's up, Raleigh? Delaware. Cape Town. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Pomona, California. What's up, Noah? Stone Mountain, Georgia. Tulsa. Inglewood. What's up, Monique? Highland Park, Los Angeles. What's up, David? Louisville, Kentucky. South Haven, Mississippi. Novi, Michigan. Costa Rica. Jess B. I'll be out there soon. Lino Lakes. Jerusha, Malaysia. What's up? Hamilton Heights. Nashville, Tennessee. Latham, Central Oregon. Montreal. Edinburgh, Texas. Bama. Savannah, Georgia. Little Rock, Arkansas. South Africa. Come on, celebrate Youth Day in South Africa. Shout out to all the youth. Pembroke Pines, Florida. West Virginia. West Virginia. Jacksonville, Florida. Greenville, Texas. Conway, Arkansas. Albany, New York. Cedar Park, Tomball, Texas. Justin, Jamaica. RDU Airport. Reagan Dulles.
Reagan?
Is that Reagan Dulles? I think it is.
Oh, okay.
No, maybe it's not. I can't remember. What is RDU? What is RDU Airport?
Oh, let's find out.
Medellin, what's up, Diego?
Hey, shout
Yeah.
out the cartel. Shout out Pablo.
That girl got happy
Man, bring
quick.
him back.
Shout out culture.
Shout out
What
Pablo.
is
Shout
it?
out.
Lifetime. Oh, Wes took a break. Now he at the Lifetime Fitness in Colleyville.
Bro can't stop working.
So he's in backyards and he's buff, or maybe he's buff in backyards.
Hey, man.
Oh, Raleigh Durham International.
Oh, Raleigh Durham International. Interesante. Today is Alex's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, Tim.
Happy birthday, dear Alex. Happy birthday to you. Let's go.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Said not bad.
Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Tim, you can sing.
Oh, you could definitely sing.
I can hold a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in show choir for 4 or 5 years. We did Fullerton Jazz Festival, did all like these jazz festivals. So I can hold a note, but I can't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody signing me to a record deal.
Your face.
I could be a BGV for like a local choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Corpus Christi. Bloomington, Minnesota. Avondale Estates, Georgia. St. Martin, what's poppin'? Mount Pocono. Philly, Philly.
Can't you see?
New Haven, Connecticut.
Great pizza.
Antigua, West Indies, Chi-Town.
Hey, Windy.
Italy, 409. Hey, all right, let me get one more minute of check-ins before I go ham. All right, so Perrysburg, Ohio, Frisco. Yesterday was Mika and her twin sister's 30th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Again.
Happy
Happy birthday. That
birthday,
was good.
dear
That was a
Mika
good
and
note.
her twin.
It's a really good note
Happy birthday to you.
So you do the note.
Whoa.
You do the note,
I did a note.
Tim.
Sorry.
But the happy birthday isn't like a traditional.
Forest Park.
It's not a traditional happy birthday.
He said dismissed.
No, I was just trying to like get in between his words.
Can we please break down the happy birthday though?
You like the note I hit?
You hit a note. It's
Okay.
not traditional. It's very original.
Okay.
Did someone teach you that, or did you create that yourself?
I just did it right now.
Can you just do it one more time so we can hear it without us singing,
Nope.
please?
I can only do it within the context of the song.
Anybody's birthday today?
Anyone else's birthday in the chat?
If we get a third something.
Hey, it's Lynn's anniversary with her husband.
Hey, get the
Is there
drummer
a song?
some.
I mean,
Get the
amen.
drummers out.
Amen.
Get the drums on.
Listen, all of my celebrations as a married man have to do with sex.
Amen.
I just look
Worship.
at that.
Worship.
Woo!
Hey,
Oh, what are we celebrating? We've owned the house for 8 years. Let's get it.
Shout out to
It's our anniversary. Let's get it. It's your birthday. Let's get it.
Shout
It's the anniversary of the day you purchased your car. Let's get it. It's Father's Day. Get it. Mother's Day. Get it. It's International Siblings Day. Get
Get
it.
it? Oh, wait, what?
What?
Huh?
International Siblings Day? It's just that the matter. All I'm saying is it doesn't matter what the.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying get it with the
Understood.
siblings.
You were,
Yes.
Yeah.
you
Yes,
were.
understood.
Your brain.
I'm sorry.
Your brain was like.
I was like, hey.
You were like.
Thank you for the clarity.
¿Qué?
¿Qué pasó?
It's like it's the anniversary of when Microsoft made their first computer. Get
Oh,
it?
get it. Get it.
There's traffic outside. Get it? It's hot outside. Get it?
That's how you redeem
It's cold
traffic.
outside. Get it? It's perfect weather outside. Get it? It's a little windy today. Get it? Rainy. Get it? Right? Just get it.
Tim, everyone's commenting on your hair. It looks really good.
I had to let them braids go right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready for summer. I'm about to be out here. Like, this is the twist before the before the twist out, before the afro, before the
Hey.
wild, bushy
Afro.
summer.
Afro.
I'm about to be out here looking like a little pick-me, which I don't mind at all. All right, so peep game. I was about to say something about something. Let's talk about bro that survived the plane crash last week.
11A.
11A. This dude's name is going to be 11A from now on. I think the seat 11A is going to become the most popular seat in the whole plane. Here's what I hated. What I hated is this dude is sitting up in a hospital bed and they got a mic in front of his face interviewing him. How did you survive? I do not know how to survive. I wake up and I see a big hole and I go through the hole. Yes. But how did you hear anything going on in the plane before it stopped? I woke up and I see a big hole and I go through the hole. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. This is a bad accent. I'm confessing that now to all of my Indian friends. It's a bad accent, but I'm just at least trying to get you in the state of mind. I'm so peeved that they just won't let this man live. He don't know. It is miraculous. But let's also understand that his brother was on the same plane, sitting across from him. He's grieving the loss of a sibling. He's endured something so traumatic, there probably won't be one other person in the next 300 years that has the same testimony as him. Whole plane goes down and you're the only one that survived the commercial flight blowing up in flames, right? Let this man chill for a second. They had a mic in his face at the hospital. What in the HIPAA violation is going on here? Can you pull the curtain?
Crazy.
There's too much going on.
And did you know that there was another survivor of a plane crash, James? He was a Thai actor. I don't know his, but he was sitting in 11A. That was 30 years ago. This is the second 11A that survived.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thai Airways A310 crashed in 1998.
And he was in A11?
11A.
11A?
Mm-hmm.
Child. 11A about to be the most expensive ticket. It's going to be above first class. How much is first class? About $2,200. How much is 11A? $11,542. What? What is 11B? $3. On Spirit is $3. What is 11A? $14 million on Spirit Airlines.
Crazy.
And you don't even get ice cubes.
You don't even get ice cubes.
2 plane crash survivors nearly 3 decades apart and continents away share one small detail. They both sat in seat 11A. Child. I bet 11A about to go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
11A about to go hamburger. You hear me? People gonna be sitting in 11A like this. There's gonna be turbulence on the plane and everybody gonna be like, ah! And 11A gonna be like, not me. I bet it won't happen to me.
Everyone's jumping on their lap.
Everybody's jumping on their lap. Is hilarious. Can I sit on your lap? Not you, but you, definitely. You can sit on my lap. 11A about to go ham. 11A about to go crazy. Hector, how do you be pulling up these chats about me?
Ooh. Oh. I'm just I want you to feel validated, seen, heard, known, loved, even if we're not agreed with. But I sometimes type in a couple things. Like I go up here, I type in, why is Tim Ross so chill today? Explain this in a nice ASMR way.
Oh.
Tim Ross is so chill today because he tapped into something deeper than the noise. He's breathing slower. He's speaking softer. He's listening more. ASMR from the hood. This nigga so cheap. He about to take a nap midstream. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's what all the ASMR people be doing. All right, I got to talk about Trump real quick. Trump be cracking me up.
For real.
This man is so double-minded that he's just a hoot at this point. He be doing stuff that I literally just be sitting up here going, does anybody else see what I'm seeing? All right, so Trump has ordered there to be like a little bit, and this is gonna shock y'all, because you know the man wants all the illegals out, right? Like, get him out of here, because he's trying to make America great again and give jobs back to Americans, and people that are here illegally, you know, are taking jobs away from black people and taking jobs away from good old-fashioned white people and taking jobs away from legal Hispanics, I guess. But do you know what this man over the weekend told these jokers to do? Hey, let's calm down on hotel workers, farm workers. Oh, you know, just the illegals that pick your vegetables and your fruits and your and clean your hotels and get them turned over so you can check into your room a little bit early and not have to wait till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He was like, hey, you can slow your roll on those. Bro's crazy, ain't he?
Sure showing it.
I think he just wakes up every day and scratches his left butt cheek, and specifically his left one, and he's like, what did I say yesterday? Like, well, you say you want all the illegals out. Hold on. What about my lettuce? What about my strawberries? Where's my orange juice coming from? Well, it's coming from Jose. It's coming from Rigoberto. It's coming from Fernandez, Rodriguez, todos. Oh, hold on. Go get all the gangbangers. Get all the MS-13 and get them out of here. But what about I heard that my Trump hotels, the rooms aren't clean. So let's calm down on that. Do you see any black people clamoring for the jobs Hispanics do? Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just out all the ethnicities. Do you see any black people going to do the jobs Hispanics traditionally do? No. The answer is no. Do you see white people going to do the jobs Hispanics traditionally do? Answer is no. Do you see Indians going to do the job that Hispanics? I'm not gonna break my phone. Maybe I'll break it. Can we stop acting like the average Spanish-speaking person that is here from another country wants to do anything other than provide for their family and have a safe place to sleep at night without worrying about being kidnapped, extorted, or murdered? That is not the average person. In the same way, I'm not sitting up here saying that the average white person is a complete racist and a colonizer. If we're going to make these sweeping general allegations, then everybody got to get out, right? Because then we got to play into all the stereotypes. If all Spanish-speaking people are criminals and they're here illegally to commit criminal offenses, then oh my goodness, isn't every white person in America trying to uphold systemic systems that perpetuate racism? And isn't every black person carjacking you and selling crack And isn't every Chinese person chopping up dogs and cats and trying to pass them as Szechuan beef
Amen.
and pork fried rice? Are we? If we're gonna keep doing all the you know what I'm saying? Isn't every Italian part of the mob?
Have a deli.
Right? Isn't every person from the Middle East that's here establishing a sect so that they can allow Islam to overtake the sensibilities of other people's faith beliefs? Aren't they trying to eradicate all Jews? And isn't every Jew just here to try to like penny pinch and buy up everything from you? Like we got to perpetuate all the stereotypes if we're going to keep this one up.
Yeah.
But the average Latin American person or Spanish person that is here is trying to live a life just like everybody else. And it's crazy to me that he could sweep up all of these people for weeks and then go away. But wait a minute, but not these people. Oh, so you do know the difference. And if you do know the difference, how come you can't pinpoint who's actually here with criminal intent? If you could just call a timeout and be like, hey, our hotels aren't getting clean. We're going to need you to calm down on all this. Telling you right now, man. If I still had a church, everybody would be up in that thing chilling. Horde. Ain't nobody going to jail on my watch. I'm just turning the whole church into a
bunker.
Little bunker.
Yep.
For all of my Spanish-speaking friends.
Amen.
Y'all chill out here till we get this thing sorted out.
Got lunch at Guest Central right now.
Got lunch. We'll have lunch brought in for you. Don't even worry about it. When Ice goes home, y'all go home, take a little shower, come back, slide back through here around 3 a.m. Are they in there? Yep, but you can't come in here. Separation of church and state. So anyway, ICE raids on farms and hospitality have been paused. Ain't that about up? Worksite raids halted. Trump ordered ICE to largely pause enforcement actions targeting farms, hotels, and restaurants unless tied to serious criminal investigations, human trafficking, drug smuggling. What's the chances of the average person trying to work at freaking Olive Garden, human trafficking, or drug smuggling? Do you hear yourself, nigga? This is stupidity personified. Industry leaders warned that mass raids were removing longtime workers and creating labor shortages. Trump acknowledged this, saying aggressive enforcement was taking very good longtime workers away. Nigga, how do you know the difference when you just go sweep through a city? Child. This man, and this is it only been a year?
100 and something days, 167 days or something.
Lord have mercy. We got to deal with this until 2028. Why does it seem like it's going by so slow? I need this to speed up.
A lot has happened since he took office.
Yeah.
Not only with the raids, but a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. No, he came in there with whiteout. He was like, what did Obama do and what did Biden do? Sweet. Here's some whiteout.
Whiteout was fun too. You do that, but then you gotta
blow it.
Yeah, blow on it.
Yeah, because if you write on it right when it then the whole thing's messed up. Whiteout was like a good idea, but kind of not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, man, I'm just gonna get another piece of paper. Anyway, Yeah. Again, y'all know that when I speak about stuff, I just speak about it from like a human perspective and like the way it affects like the like everybody's day-to-day life. I don't have a political bone in my body.
Right.
Like this is not a politicized thing. Like, why don't you back up off my president? God put him there. Yeah. Romans says that all authority is given by God. So I'm cool with that. And that don't mean everybody that's in authority is like smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or sound. God be putting up some idiots. Have you seen the Kings of Israel, nigga? Like, have you read the Old Testament? 2/3 of them niggas was bad.
But we have to remember there's free will. So there's always, I'd imagine, and you could course correct me here, God appoints.
Absolutely.
But that person still has free will. So
God appoint us all.
he could choose to submit. A leader could choose to submit
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and listen to the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely
But
correct.
if they don't, that's on them.
Right.
Absolutely correct.
And the hard part about that is that affects everyone else.
That's absolutely correct. Noah! Did my boys leave the room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Noah's
Okay.
downstairs.
Handsome. I love you. I think my Bible's in the passenger seat of my car. Thank you, baby. Hear those little feet going on.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Childish. That child is, oh my God. Unbelievable.
What you want to hit today, Tim?
I don't care.
TMZ drama, stories of hope. What we hitting?
The TMZ drama?
You know, Kanye's defending Diddy. We got that. We can hit that chaotic route.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, tell me more.
We'll put,
I'm curious.
yeah.
Kanye's defending Diddy.
Well, I believe he showed up to the courtroom in New York, but let me
Was his wife naked?
that we don't know. I think he
That
showed
was
up
the
solo.
Oscars or the Grammys or whatever.
Surprisingly enough, he was wearing a Levi's jacket that only cost us $60.
Thank you.
A lot of character. Maybe the budget's low.
That was quick, Noah.
Kanye appears at the Diddy trial to support. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, made a brief appearance at the New York sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs on Friday to show support to his longtime friend. However, he was not proceeded inside the courtroom and instead watched a portion of the proceedings on a video monitor in a separate room. Dressed in white, Ye arrived in Manhattan federal court shortly before noon during a break in the trial and remained in the building for approximately 40 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
He's still going to jail.
Still going to jail.
Is Diddy wearing a Crenshaw shirt?
In this,
Or
in
is
this,
that like one of
in
his
this
shows?
photo they chose? I don't know.
Can't
He
tell.
worked with Nipsey.
It looks
on
like
his last,
Crenshaw.
on his last project. He worked with Nipsey significantly.
Yuck. Listen, man. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know why it's news, but okay.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Diddy's a monster, bro.
Confirmed.
Period.
Confirmed monster, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. Interesante. It's 9:29. Shout out to the 741 people that are in the live chat right now. Okay, what else?
We do not have to hit this, but I just know that we haven't hit this in a while.
There's progress in the case?
The only thing that I saw was just the video where he did make an appearance with his wife.
Oh yeah, that's old.
Yeah.
We'll leave that.
I think the trial starts September, right?
I think so. Just so y'all know what we're talking about the trial that's going to be in Oklahoma. Oklahoma versus Robert Morris, which sounds crazy to say, but it is what it is.
You haven't talked to him at all.
I've texted him.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But no, we haven't spoken. Just a lot of prayers for everybody. That stuff is hard, man. Is that it? Is it that slow of a news day?
It's a little slow of a news day.
We got World War III too.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got
Israel.
I mean, there's a
Hart at
lot
the
of
BET awards.
There's a lot of depressing stuff to talk about.
There's nothing really happy.
But the
about
BET
it.
Awards was amazing. Did y'all catch? I know we talked a little bit about Kevin clowning on Kirk a little bit, which was hilarious.
It was.
But the BET Awards this year was incredible. Like I watched a lot of it on YouTube. It was awesome.
Was it really?
They made it like a formal black tie event because they wanted to go for a really classy look and feel. So that was like really celebrated. And then it was just amazing. Like Kendrick was up there, did the tiniest speech in the world, just said, yep, come see me and says on tour.
I love it.
Bro's just a worker.
Yep.
Kai Cenat, the streamer.
Yep.
Bro's just piloted becoming like making streaming its whole
Yes.
genre.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
It used to be kind of a corny thing
Yep.
that's looked at like you
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just film yourself all day
Yep.
reacting to videos.
Yep.
But he has turned it into entertainment.
Yeah.
It's to me, what he's doing in the IRL in real life stream, it is reality.
It
It's
is.
reality TV.
Absolutely
is what he's
correct.
doing.
Absolutely correct.
And so him, Drewski, and Kev were hilarious together at the awards. It was great.
Yeah.
Kirk performed, which was amazing. He had the little heels on. It looked good. And then you know what I'm talking about, right? Sorry. It was adorable. Gives you like a little 2-inch lift. I wear Doc Martens, so I wear my high heels too, so it's okay. I can make a joke. But everyone was great. It was funny. Why did you turn your
He had on high heels, like little Prince
he
shoes.
had the little Prince shoes on.
Like booties.
Yeah, he had the
Little
booties on.
There's also a debate going on. Glorilla won, I think, Best Gospel, and there's a lot of controversy because she's not a gospel artist.
Oh, she is.
So-
She's a Kojic girl too, so she has those roots. But of course, she's
Yeah.
a hardcore
Yeah.
secular artist.
Yeah, and a lot of gospel artists feel like rigged, and there's debate.
Well,
on
you
that.
got to understand, and as it relates to gospel music, that's a genre,
Right.
Right.
and
Right.
anyone can jump into that genre. Beyonce's next album could be a full gospel album.
Yeah.
She'll probably win it.
Snoop
True.
did one. I think he got
Snoop
it.
did the gospel album. He
Yeah.
won,
Yeah.
right? So because it's a genre and not like we're not talking about like a profession of faith. Like it's
Right.
not like the only people that can do gospel music are people that are saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues with a right burning passion and fire.
Yeah.
No. Like, I don't know. Stephen Hawkins could do a gospel album if he wanted to.
Stephen Hawking.
Snoop Dogg did it.
Amen.
It's going to sound crazy, but maybe he'll do it with Roger Troutman or something. It'll be dope. You feel me?
Yep.
So like, Glorilla did a gospel album?
It's a feature record.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, okay. She just featured. Who did she feature with?
That I don't know.
She
It
was
was a collaboration featuring Kirk Franklin and Maverick City Music.
okay. Listen, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like all the gospel artists that are like really believers in Jesus that are like, I don't understand how this could happen. It's the music industry. Did you
That-
think it was?
that
Who do you think?
part.
Who do you think it's governed by?
That part.
Even your genre is governed by some secular people. So let's not be shocked about it. You know what I'm saying? But the people but we know anointed music when we hear it. Anybody could just jump on Nicki Minaj jumped on a joint. You know what I'm saying? And maybe penning those type of lyrics hopefully does something to her heart. But in terms of like the actual genre, man, please. You know how many hoes there are in gospel music? Male and female. You don't even get me started on the gospel award shows and how much sleeping around goes on there. The GMWAs, I think it's GMWA. You're stellar is what you are. Your handsome self. Freaking love your guts, boy. Yeah, handle your business. You're doing great. There's a lot of sleeping around and promiscuity and all that kind of stuff within the gospel music scene. These jokers be going on their little gospel tours and sleeping with the whole soprano section or the whole tenor section or both. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're not going to sit up here and act like Glorilla. Can't believe they let Glorilla. Like, man, please. I can't believe some of these jokers is actually doing gospel music.
You have a point.
No, known hoes. Huh? It's not even secret. The hoeing that goes on. Huh? So, yeah, we're not going to do all that.
Tim, for some reason, I keep hearing Paul and Silas. Can you remind me their story?
Paul and Silas were inside of a prison. So Silas is Paul's missionary partner on his second and third missionary journeys. It's Paul and Barnabas on the first one, but then they fall out over John Mark. John Mark did something crazy. Paul had beef with him. He was like, "Hey, bro, I'm not rolling with your cousin anymore. It's Barnabas' cousin." So Barnabas is like, "That's my cousin, though." He was like, "Hey, dog, I ain't going with you no more. If we got to go with him." So they kind of have a little beef. Barnabas is too encouraging to really just like bring it to Paul's neck like that. So he's like, cool, fam, I'm gonna just roll with him. And then he was like, all right then, dog. And then he picks up Silas and they go to the second and third missionary journeys. All right, so they out there, right? So
I love this.
they out there making change, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one place they go, it just frustrates the people so much because some of the places where Paul and Silas were doing all their ministry and preaching, it was literally drying up the economy. Like so many people were giving their life to Jesus, they stopped like buying into the secular economy around their idols and around paying dues to their deities and all this kind of stuff, giving offerings to the deities. So they locked them up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So they lock up Paul and Silas. And Paul and Silas around midnight just started to start worshiping. Like unsolicited, unprovoked, in the middle of the night, no electricity, just whatever songs you sing, right? Whatever Jewish songs are being sung. All right, so they start singing the Jewish songs, right? Well, heaven is the Lord's home and earth is his footstool. So I think the Lord liked the song and God started tapping his foot. When he started tapping his foot because he liked the song, earth started shaking. Okay, Earth started shaking. It shakes so violently that the prison doors open and their shackles fall off. Never heard of an earthquake like that, right? But the prison doors open, the shackles fall off. You know, take your shackles off my feet so I can praise. So that's where that comes from. So the shackles come off, and when the shackles come off, everybody runs out of the prison except Paul and Silas. They just stand right there. Prison door open, shackles off. They don't even see it as a sign that God wants them to leave because they weren't worshiping to escape. They were just worshiping because they love God. Well, there's a prison guard that's there that sees all these prisoners run out, and he's like, this happened on my watch. My commander is going to kill me. So I might as well take my own life. Right? Because this is happening on my watch. And because this happened on my watch, I'm going to have to take the L for it. I'm not going to let this happen to my family in a bad way. I'll just take my own life now. Maybe it'll look like I got killed while they were leaving, right? So bro's about to kill himself. Paul and Silas see this dude about to kill himself. They're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm about to kill myself because everybody's escaped. He was like, we're still here. So bro doesn't kill himself. They start chopping it up with old boy. They're like, man, why was you gonna do something like that? And he was like, well, I don't know. He was like, but why y'all still here? Y'all different. Why didn't y'all leave like everybody else? He was like, we ain't supposed to leave. We supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? We started worshiping. We wasn't worshiping to escape. We were just worshiping because we love the Lord. So this dude, the guard, takes Paul and Silas to his house. He gets to his house. Guard goes in the house. Hey, babe, these two dudes, they could have left. It could have cost me my job and my life, but then they talked to me and now we're here. The whole house gets saved.
Wow.
Moral of the story. Sometimes the way of escape is not the escape. It's just a tool God uses to free the people that are really in prison.
Wow. That was for somebody.
Paul and Silas weren't the ones in prison.
Yep. Wow.
The guard was.
Wow. Chills.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, I had that like ruminating in my head, and I'm like, I can't remember the story. I'm like, if I'm gonna ask anybody, it's Tim. That was so good.
No, it's all good.
So good.
I'm here to serve.
You're so cute.
I'm just here to serve. That's all I do. I'm a
I'm
public
still
servant.
marinating. That story was so fast and so good.
Oh,
Thank you.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can make a lot of money off of that.
Oh, God.
Start a little ASMR with Tim. Put you to bed. Bible stories, Tim rendition.
Tim Ross translation.
It's over.
Tim Ross.
All of that right there. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, I had to preach at my church yesterday. Who this?
Carry the name.
You want to hit this first or you want to talk about the service?
This is crazy.
What is this? As of Monday, June 16, 2025, Vance Luther Boelter, 57, is scheduled to appear in court this afternoon following his arrest late Sunday night in Green Isle, Minnesota. Boelter is facing multiple felony charges in connection with the politically motivated shootings that occurred on June 14th.
A couple days ago.
Sábado.
Boelter is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder. The victims include Democratic Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, who were fatally shot at their Brooklyn Park home. State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette were also shot but survived and are currently hospitalized in stable condition. Authorities believe that shootings were politically motivated. A manifesto found in Boelter's vehicle contained a list of nearly 70 individuals, including abortion rights advocates and Democratic lawmakers, suggesting a targeted attack. Boelter was apprehended after a 43-hour manhunt described as the largest in Minnesota's history. He was found near his farm in Sibley County and surrendered to officials with the officers without incident. Boelter is being held on a $5 million bond in Hennepin County Jail. His first court appearance is scheduled for 1 p.m. today at the Hennepin County Courthouse in Minneapolis.
The crazy thing about this story is the dude was dressed up as a law enforcement agent, knocked on the people's doors at 2 a.m. in the evening time, like a wellness check type vibe. They opened the door, and then that's when he committed the attempts. 2 assassinations and 2 critical.
Oh, he got to die. The court case should just be a formality. And you got living witnesses? Why we need a trial? Kill him. Kill him.
So the police arrived to the second place.
Kill him.
And they got into a shootout with him at the second place.
Kill him.
He had a vehicle dressed like a law enforcement with lights, everything, like staged, like impersonating law enforcement.
Did this nigga watch Law Abiding Citizen before he did this? Because it's giving Law Abiding Citizen. Do y'all remember that movie with Russell Crowe and Jamie Foxx? You never seen Law Abiding Citizen? It's your next movie, Derek. You already.
I've been waiting for the next.
Hey, bro, you already know how I be. You already know I hold you down on the películas.
Yo, you're 100% right now.
Las
I'ma tell you.
películas. See?
Law-abiding citizen. Got
I've
it.
seen Rush Hour 2 and Baby Driver.
Both are great.
Tim's face was like,
Law-abiding
huh?
citizen.
Bro, you haven't seen 1 or 3. You've just seen 2.
Oh, Rush Hour?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen all of them, but Rush Hour 2 is the best.
Oh, dude,
Rush
that
Hour
scared
2
me.
is really good.
I just thought he just cherry picked out of a trilogy and was like, only 2 action movies I've ever seen is Rush Hour 2 and Baby Driver. No, yeah. So Law Abiding Citizen. It's giving Law Abiding Citizen vibes.
Locked in.
Yeah. See I'm sorry. This is gonna be a cultural statement I'm about to say. Black people ain't like that. Black people ain't opening up the door for a law enforcement officer at 2:00 in the morning. Sorry. We ain't gonna do it at 2:00 in the afternoon.
At all.
We talking through the door.
Talking through the door all day.
Who you here for?
I don't recognize. As a matter of fact, if you knock at the crib.
Hey,
I'm
who
like,
you here for?
Yeah. Can I help you?
Look at the outfit. Absolutely insane.
Oh, they got them on Ring cameras and everything?
Man, everything's on CCTV.
Hey, dog, kill this man. Is that a mask he's wearing? Or is that his face?
It looks fake, don't it?
It does. It looks rubbery.
Some look
It
off.
does, yeah.
Or maybe it's just a resolution.
Because here's him, right? And then this looks scary. Because he's bald here, but there's hair here.
Did he have on like what? You know they have those little like masks. This nigga did like a whole Mission Impossible. That thing right there.
Yo, that's crazy.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, dude, he gotta go. He gotta die. Why are we gonna waste taxpayers' dollars? We got him on camera. He shot 2 government officials. Then he shot 2 more. They live. They gonna point to the dude and be like, "That's the dude that did it right there." Wrap him up.
Thoughts on public execution?
We should bring it back.
Like little live stream vibe.
Absolutely.
Dude, imagine wide open on site.
Kai Cenat. Let me stop.
Yeah, he gotta die.
All right, here we go. Here's the update on the mask.
Was he wearing a mask? Yeah, he wore a latex mask.
Oh my god.
During the shootings. Security camera captured him knocking on the lawmaker's door while wearing the mask and a security guard uniform, possibly to impersonate a police officer. Hey, he gotta die. He gotta die. He's gonna have to die, right? He gotta die.
It's pure evil at this
Oh
point.
yeah.
He gotta die.
Amen.
Wow, Shaquita said that this happened minutes away from her home.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
That'll send a chill through your
Oh yeah.
Naomi. He'll be pardoned in 2025. Hey, don't say that, Naomi. They need to kill bro. Bro gotta die. Bro gotta die. If I'm the judge, I'm gonna be like, hey, don't die. What about appeals? Die.
They were elected officials too. Like,
Kill him. What's the problem? Kill him. Like, it shouldn't even like. What are we talking about here? Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Disgusting, man. Oh, Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is he's like a knockoff Russell Crowe. It's like whatever Russell Crowe doesn't want to do, Gerard Butler's like, I'm here.
That's hilarious.
he's a good
I'll
actor
do it.
too.
Is that the one from Bounty Hunter?
300.
300. He's from 300.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I watched him in a movie this weekend.
You know him? It's locked in.
Who?
Gerard Butler.
He said
yeah.
who?
Oh, yeah. I love that dude. Great guy.
Who this?
Gerard Butler.
Wait a minute. His friend was crying saying he's not that type of person. Or maybe his friend don't know the type of person he really is.
That part.
You see what I'm saying?
His friend's the echoist.
Exactly right. Yep. The friend's the echoist, right?
That could never be him.
That could never be him. It's just like you don't want to believe people be digging in their nose when they drive their car and then flicking the boogers on the floor, but they be doing it. All you gotta do is pull up on a red light and just look to the left or right. And somebody will literally be digging for treasure.
It's happened.
Touching the soft part of their frontal lobe. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm talking up in there.
Oh
Spear fishing, but upward
Spearfish.
with their finger. Absolutely correct.
Oh god.
Not my friend. My friend would never do that. You haven't caught him at a red light. You're always in the car with them. They're not going to dig in the nose when they're in the car with you. But if they by themselves and you pull up on them, you're going to be like, oh, a friend. Your nose. It's Tupac's birthday today. He would have been 54 years
way.
old.
Aw.
And they killed that man so young. Wow. June 16, 1971. Increíble. Truck driver here. I see it all the time. You feel me? You already know what's going on, Artsy Cat. Them jokers be in there digging. They be digging. They be digging.
Beyonce songs.
Trying to find all the treasure in their
They ain't no
nose.
treasure in there.
Oh.
That's why you gotta have a.
Roll that
Tissues.
booger on my finger.
Oh, Tim, no. Oh,
That booger
no.
sugar.
Flicking on that
Ugh.
finger. Got me flicking on that finger.
Oh, I'm getting nauseous. Ugh.
I'm sorry, you're pregnant. My bad. Eat your fruit. Eat your fruit. Or you don't have any fruit
Yeah,
today?
it's in the back.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure you have something close to you.
Thank you.
Turn the air on. We'll turn the fan on. Oh, so I had to preach yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So I had to preach at our church.
Carry the name.
Carry the name. And so it's my first time speaking there.
What's
I
the name
loved
of the
it.
church?
Huh?
What's the name
Cross
of the
Church
Cross Church.
in Denton.
Roger.
So So we're in a series called Top 10, and Pastor Vincent, pastor, we call him PV. He started it off. We're just going in order on the 10 Commandments. So he started it off. Thou shalt have no other God before me. And then Melissa, who's right there, week 2, she taught on graven images and having idols. And then I had to talk about, not taking the Lord's name in vain. I loved teaching it, and I loved like even preparing to teach for it because I found so much like gold that I never even considered. We think using the Lord's name in vain is saying, "Oh my God," right? But if you say, "Oh my God," in context, it's not in vain. And more of this verse, Exodus 20:7, has to do with your actions than it does your words. We take the Lord's name in vain in our deeds way more than in our words. So, the biggest aha for me, I was not prepared for this. The biggest aha for me is Moses, who wrote the 10 Commandments, actually took the Lord's name in vain. In Exodus chapter number 20. When he struck the rock twice, he misrepresented God's character to the people, and therefore he took the Lord's name in vain. I'll prove it. In Numbers chapter number 20. This cooked me when I tell you this cooked me well done. In Numbers chapter number 20, verse number 10, it says, Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly in front of the rock. He said, "Listen now, you rebels. Must we bring you water from this rock?" I'm sorry, Moses. Who's we? Moses never brought no water from no rock. God did that. But from God's presence to the people's presence, Moses allowed his frustration to interrupt God's assignment and what he was supposed to do. He was only supposed to speak to the rock.
That's right.
And he struck it twice out of frustration.
Yep.
But when he said, "Must we bring you water out of this rock?" he misrepresented the nature and attribute of God. God was not angry in the moment. Moses was. And because Moses stood as a representative of God in that moment, he took the Lord's name in vain, which is why God's response in verse number 12 is, "Because you did not trust in me so as to esteem me as holy in the eyes of Bnei Israel, children of Israel, therefore you will not bring this assembly into the land that I have given to them." Imagine that the dude that wrote the 10 Commandments, that wrote that verse, actually violates that verse. So just know that you can write a whole concordance for the Lord and still miss the mark. You can build a great church and still miss the mark. You can do a whole bunch of great stuff for Jesus and still miss the mark. So it's a big deal. That thing put the fear of God in me.
Oh, yeah.
I do not want to misrepresent God's heart in display to the people. Yeah.
And I love when we get to humanize Bible characters.
Yes.
Because you know how many people idolize Bible characters
Oh,
and they
absolutely.
forget that they're humans?
Like
I'm
regular degular though, but like regular
Yeah.
degular. Regular
Mhm.
degular, right? These are not superheroes.
Yep.
This is not T'Challa and freaking Tony Stark and
Yeah.
Steve Rogers. These are just regular degular people trying to obey the Lord, and sometimes they get it right and a lot of times they get it wrong.
Yeah.
So, dumb question, just to piggyback off of what you said about taking God's name in vain. why is it wrong if someone takes God's name in vain? What is wrong about it, and what maybe like do you feel like people have some different motives with it, or they most of the time are ignorant to the fact?
Most of the time they're ignorant to the fact. So again, most people think that if they say, "Oh my God," they've taken the Lord's name in vain. What was the context of when you said it? Because God's name is a weight, right? That was one of my points, is that God's name is a weight, not a word. That you're invoking the name of the creator of the entire universe. What did you call him for? Don't call him if you don't need him. That's in vain. That's an empty request, right? It's like you can't. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. I love when the Holy Spirit is always like, dude, you're. Let me just simplify this for you. He's always just like parable. You can't call 911 for no reason. You're using it in vain. You can get penalized for that. You can be fined for calling 911 if there's no emergency. You don't always have to call God during an emergency, but you should not be calling upon his name for no reason. His name is sacred. If you're going to call him, make sure there's a reason why you called him, right? But there's people that watch their mouths at the expense of watching their behavior. And this is what I'm saying about taking the Lord's name in vain. More people take his name in vain in what they do than what they say. They never say it with their mouth, but with their actual actions, they've taken his name in vain thousands of times. I'm telling you, the message that the Lord gave me yesterday would ether like half the prophets and prophetesses in this country. Because how many people have spoken in the name of the Lord and he didn't say nothing? They're taking the Lord's name in vain. Just shut up. Stop saying, "Thus said the Lord." He didn't say nothing to you. He didn't say nothing to you. God hasn't given you a word for the nation. The whole nation didn't hear it. Shut up. Stop playing.
That part. And you know what? I still haven't, because I stayed, I guess, alert when Biden and Trump were running and everybody was prophesying that Trump was going to win. And then when Biden won, all of them like hid in the shadows. And
Absolutely.
I was so alert of like, oh, are they going to say they were wrong or anything? Still to this day, nothing.
Taking his name in vain.
Yeah.
And if it was Old Testament, they're all worthy of being stoned.
Yikes.
Right? But it like we need to just stop playing with people's emotions and putting the God card on it. Like, we don't manipulate. Like, we don't talk to each other like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't be coming to y'all saying, "Hey, this is what the Lord told me to do next." What?
Scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Wisdom is proven to be right by its results. If it's the Lord, then the result will prove that. It doesn't need us to do anything. So yeah, I don't like it.
It's sad because that's some people's reality.
It is. It absolutely is. It absolutely is, and it's very scary. And but I don't play none of that. I'm not for none of that foolishness. So yeah.
So it's on YouTube. I want to listen to it. I listen to it on my car ride.
Yep.
You want to watch it right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's only 35
Do
minutes.
it. Do it.
8:59. I mean 9:50. It's 9:59. Want to watch right now? Yeah. Forget those callers. They can call back tomorrow.
I bet you what they need is in there.
Wow.
You never know.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll do it tomorrow. How about we just do it tomorrow?
Yay.
It's dope.
35 minutes. Just knock it out. Play the whole thing.
React to it.
Yeah, we'll just react to the
that
whole
would
thing.
be dope.
Yeah, we'll just do
Dope
a
message,
reaction
man.
to our own.
That would
Since
be
everybody else be reacting to my messages, why don't
dead.
I just react to the messages, right?
Hey, let's go.
Everybody else like breaks it down and oh my god, look at what I said here and look what he said there and oh my god. Okay, I'll do it to myself.
Prophelion in the chat. Prophelion.
Propheline is a real thing.
Crazy.
Hey,
You hear this music.
you got it. You hear it.
Go ahead and get into it wide open.
And,
Our phone lines are wide. open. All day is going to be wide
Wide.
open.
Open.
Sheesh.
Scheistermeyer.
What did you just?
Sheesh. Everything was short, so I just made it short.
Get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good morning, America. We are now wide open for the next 2 hours. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good night light, good next morning to the rest of the world. Wherever you might be, our phone lines are now wide open. We are taking calls. No questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or critiques off limits. No cabbage, no corn, no cereal. Well, cereal's not. No crunch. No Captain Crunch.
There you go.
No Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Off limits. We want everybody to be fully seen, fully heard, fully known, fully loved, even if you're not fully agreed with. I don't guarantee to have all the answers, but I do guarantee that this will be a safe place for you to process whatever you want to. What?
We ain't got no one on the line.
Really?
Okay, that's fine.
I was trying to do like some miming, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I thought you were doing like walk like an Egyptian.
It was
I didn't know
bad.
what you were doing.
It was bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I do have actually, boom, we just joined. This is a follow-up caller, Conrad, pulling up. Our German brother. Welcome to Wide Open with Tim Ross, my friend.
What's up, Conrad? Conrad is chilling. Hard.
Our mic is on though. We are highlighted green. Conrad might be just working on his audio. And we got to confirm ghostage again.
Okay, no worries.
We're going through it, brother.
It's all good. Jay said, Jay Young, no, Tim, I need the lit wide open entry. Captain Crunch would ruin the roof of your mouth if you wasn't chewing correctly.
Is that your favorite cereal?
No, my favorite cereal is probably my favorite cereal all time.
Count Chocula.
No.
That's so good, dude. Huh? Why are you laughing?
My favorite cereal all time is probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh, that's Caleb's favorite.
It's fire.
That one
It
is
is.
amazing.
Fruity Pebbles too. Oof. So good.
Yeah.
Mr.
Cocoa Puffs.
Mr. Conrad, welcome back to Wide Open. You're on with Tim Ross, my friend.
Conrad.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Conrad, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay. Let's say that for now. Like, you caught me a bit off guard there, Hector.
Sorry.
I was prepared for the third caller, but yeah, that's fine. So like, it had to be a bit quick.
It's
Okay,
good to
let me
see
just
you.
tell good to see you too. Okay, the nervousness doesn't get better the second time you call me.
No worries, my friend. Take your time.
Yeah. Like maybe to fill a bit of time. Just thank you everybody for being there, whole team. I love you all.
We love you.
You've been, and the whole community also. Like, I struggle with realizing it, but there's so many people that got my back. And just been praying, and I don't want to kind of like not say that and not be aware of that. With that being said, I should do it quick in the first 60 to 90 seconds. I guess that plan has gone to has not worked well, but you might remember me calling in. It was like one of the first Blitz days.
Mm-hmm.
I think today I just need to process some emotions, and I might need some advice, and from there we'll just see where it goes.
Okay.
But it really comes down to how do I proceed from here on, and maybe also what does like what happened tell me, like because I need perspective as well, I think.
Okay.
Um, you probably remember it when I called in first. It was really about the talk with my mother
Mm-hmm.
and everything that has been happening there, about the abuse that I had endured,
Yes.
and all of the questions I had with that, and yeah, just many question marks and me just walking through that. Um, I found out something that I was already suspecting, and it's very ambivalent to have having found that out, and so I was asking my mom, like, why was she so um, why was it so hard for her to kind of tell me? Why did she tell me like the way she did,
Mm-hmm.
and all of these things? And thank you for all your advice. And I rewatched the video like multiple times and just trying to stick to the code what you spoke over me that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it worked out quite well. I was trying to be very soft and very gentle with her, and also kind of guarding my heart from not getting bitter or not going to a place of anger too much. And I think it worked quite well. So my mom told me that her father indeed, I don't know the details, but he abused her.
Okay.
And I was kind of relieved to hear that to some degree, because my story makes much more sense that way.
Mm-hmm.
And like now it's out, and it's still just so heartbreaking and angering and so many things. And I'm not really better after that.
Of course.
And in a way I am, and it's very weird, and it's just it's so weird, and it messes. I don't know if it really messes with my reality. I think there's even a part of me that wants to deny it. I think we struggle a lot with denial in our family. I mean, she never spoke about that to anyone except my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's even just like rather recently. And yeah, just to think to carry that with you, with oneself, like not for the whole lifetime. She said he was like 11ish, 12ish. Um, family dinners. I always knew like my family was like on my mother's side. It wasn't really a great relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I never really, as a kid, understood or even cared why. Like, why would like just okay? I want to play. Like, okay, hi, grandpa, hi, grandma.
Right.
Um, Still to imagine that, and yeah, I'm struggling really too. Like, where am I going with that? It's like so many things I can think of. A lot of emotions there. Just the situation of going going back to your dad who did that to you and just like kind of staying also like kind of I think entangled.
Yes.
Hopefully that's a good word. Entangled in all of that. And yeah, the reason I don't really quite know where to go with this is because now I got a lot more compassion with my mom, obviously,
Of course.
what she went through.
Of course.
And that's where I kind of got even stuck on, because like that's new information for me to know about my own grandfather, and he's dead for like 10ish years now.
Okay.
He's not alive anymore. Then also it's like, okay, what does that say about me? Not even not say about me, but like it still affects the relationship with my mom and my family, and I'm I'm even fed up with myself being fed up with that, or it's hard to sit with myself throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I did want to share it because initially I felt relieved, and I felt like something switched in me and was like, okay, new information. I'm glad that's finally out and
Right.
in the light. Now we can go on from that, and that has lasted like for maybe 2 weeks or something, and then a lot of emotions came up during my birthday, which was like shortly afterwards, and then I kind of shut down again, and yeah, just drowning in dysfunction, to be honest, for a lot of the time that I'm spending since then.
Yeah.
I'm even frustrated I'm not getting angry, Tim, like right now at my grandpa, like because there's a lot of anger. I was even telling my mom, like, are you angry at all? Like, I even asked her, like, who robbed your anger? Because I felt like she had been robbed of that anger that would be able to kind of defend or take healthy action, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to sit in my anger and allow that and even deal with it. And that also has to, in part, um, it has to do with my mom, because I kind of suspect she, like, male aggression could be like a big trigger for her, which would make total sense.
Yeah.
And it's just messed up.
It is. Completely and utterly. Conrad, what do you need most today?
It's probably perspective, because I might be very hard on myself in the whole process, and it's still quite recent. It's just I don't see the progress that I'm making. I struggle a lot with myself still after doing these steps. my heart is not peaceful and is still hurting so much, and I kind of just want to know, like, am I on the right path? Am I okay? Like, is this normal, or am I doing something wrong, or is there like things in my heart that need to be checked? And obviously there are. It's just yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you for checking back in with me and for giving me the update. Um, it is a bittersweet update. It I understand and I can identify with the feeling that you're happy to know, and in many ways you feel worse after you know. And the tension of trying to hold that is, at the stage you're in, it can feel unbearable. Um, so perspective, I want you to know that you're not crazy. That for where you are in this progress and this journey, you are absolutely normal. Um, you know, what makes what we do so powerful is, um, we somehow, with the help of God Himself, find a way to revisit painful parts of our past, of our family's past, so that we can gain clarity on our own past and change our present so we can change our future. This is why most people don't do the work that we're doing, Conrad. This is why most people just go drink. Because why feel what you're feeling right now? This is why they would just go do a drug. Because why feel what you're feeling right now? Who wants to voluntarily go feel this? Let's just go have sex. Let's go watch TV. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go binge watch a series. Let's numb ourselves. Let's distract ourselves, because who wants to feel what you're feeling right now, right? But that bravery to feel this, that bravery to go there, changes you as a person from the inside out. It literally changes the composition of the type of person that you are. Hearing the story of your mother's abuse at the hands of her father, the amount of compassion that you now hold for your mother based on what she endured. When you consider the fact that as a little girl, her abuser was also her provider. And so for survival, she had to go back to him. For survival, she had to find a way to still love this man. This man was responsible for her survival. She wasn't an adult that could just run away. Every child is just trying to survive. And we cope to survive. And even when abuse is happening at the hands of our own parents or our own grandparents or a sibling or an uncle or a cousin, we have to find a way to survive. And so we write whatever narrative we have to write in our little bitty bodies to survive the trauma and the pain of what we've had to endure. And then when we get older, if we are brave enough, we go back to rescue that little boy or that little girl. But if we're not, we make a whole life based on protecting that child in ways that are maladaptive as adults, unhealthy as adults. And you're choosing the road less traveled. Everybody that calls in chooses the road less traveled. It's an exercise in faith. It is an exercise in courage. It's an exercise in bravery. It is an exercise in vulnerability. It is an exercise that is antithetically opposed to the way we are wired as humans. And the fact that we lean into it anyway shows us our how resilient we are, how brave we are, and how committed we are to changing and being a different person, and now not allowing our past to inform our present and ruin our future. And that's the perspective I want you to have. As painful as this is, as many tears as come with this part of the process, as you continue to walk through it, because that's all you're doing is walking through it. This is a progression. This is not permanence. This is progression. As you continue, Conrad, to progress through this, you will be so much stronger on the other side. Not only for yourself, but for your family as well. And even if they never do the work that you do, what changes in you is enough for everybody. So that was a really robust way to say you're very normal. And this is very normal in the process. The road to freedom and vulnerability and getting over our traumatic past is not without heartbreak. Heartbreak is inevitable when we choose to do this work. And that's the stage that you're in right now. Everything you're finding out is heartbreaking. It makes sense of your story, and it's still heartbreaking. You're happy to have it confirmed, and it's still heartbreaking. And it's worth your tears, and it's worth your anger. And I'm talking about real anger. This is punch your fist through a wall, but if you don't...
This cord.
Yeah.
Anger, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's ripped the cord out. That's why I'm glad I'm doing Muay Thai. I wish I had Muay Thai 20 years ago, but I'm glad it's here in my 50s, and I'll take it. I need something to hit. I need something to kick. I need something to punch. I need something to knee. Because it's a lot.
It is, even admitting that and tapping into that. That's what I struggle with probably the most, and that's also why I started trying out for like karate and taekwondo.
Good.
Because I hope this can help a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you for that perspective. Would you be surprised if I told you it's hard for me what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
And I mean, this is like a lot of stuff. It's very stupid. And I've talked about that, brought it into the community. I can believe and I can feel God moments all the time with other callers. And when it's about myself, I struggle a lot to receive what you just said. And I do want to. It's very hard. It's like a little mustard seed or whatever like that I can start with, and it's very hard for me to see. Like part of, because you said just now, like you're saying I'm doing the work and doing all these things at the same time. I struggle a lot right now, and I am showing up to this call and doing these things, these courageous things. I'm aware of that. And also, like, a lot of time, I'm not. And I am deeply afraid to head like down a different path, and like me not being able to continue this work and not be courageous. Like, that's the one thing. And the other thing is also like, if I keep doing that, like that kind of stuff, that like there's still questions I have. There's still like things to uncover in that kind of investigative mindset,
Yeah.
that I want to know, like especially with my own experience and the abuse. I have to talk to my brother. I have to talk to, I want to talk to my uncle, my cousin, and it's like, what happened? What did this person, grandpa, do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because yeah, it's not guaranteed that my mother was the only one, and I have my assumptions anyway. Like, there's a lot of things that smell foul.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me, like sensing, and sometimes I question if I'm paranoid, and sometimes I might be off, sometimes I might be wrong, but I have been right with some things also. So why not think about these things still?
Absolutely.
Thing is like, what am I expecting from that process? And it's like, okay, I have done that. I still kind of revert back to these same old patterns. Like, I don't feel like my heart changes, and I don't see breakthrough
Mm-hmm.
through these actions that I'm taking. They are powerful. I think God's in that. Like, I wouldn't even have done that if it was for God and His Word to even like begin this process and share with my family. And so I'm in this weird place between, okay, let's get it, let's do it, and also discouragement and like, am I really changing?
Mm.
Is my heart really changing? Am I actually healing? Because it kind of keeps drawing me back to that, and I still keep doing these things, and I don't feel myself like the inner man change that drastically.
Mm.
So my question would be like, what is, based on this information that you have of me, what is your impression? Um,
Yeah, I think first I understand what it's like to be in a place where it's difficult to receive um, that you're doing a good job or that you're making progress when you're with yourself every day, you're in your head every day, you're you're thinking and overthinking everything every day. And so you're like, I'm not doing as good as people may think. Um, I would also like to say that uh, we are way harder on ourselves than we need to be. The average person is so critical of themselves. They don't give. It's hard for the average person to give themselves a compliment. They can give you if you ask them, hey, give me 10 things that you need to work on. They'll rattle that right off. Give me give me 5 things you're good at. They get to 3 and they're like, I don't know. I don't know what else I'm good at. So we live in a society and a culture that is always focused on our weaknesses. It's always focusing on what we don't do well, what we need to get better at. But when it comes to this work, man, this work is slow and it's messy and it's not linear. And sometimes you think you're taking 2 steps forward and 9 steps back. When the truth is you're not walking. You're healing. Progression is not like you can't measure it in steps. You measure it in how did I show up today? What am I doing today? How am I thinking today? How am I acting today? And that can fluctuate throughout the day. What you've been exposed to, and the information that has been disseminated to you thus far, there's a little bit of happiness in there for context. There's a whole lot of anger and frustration. There's more questions. Like, getting that answer, all it did was elicit more questions. So these are not linear things. These are all things that just continue to unfold as you continue to do the work. And that's why we keep showing up. Because one day you do, this is the kind of work where one day you do just kind of wake up and it just all clicks. You kind of wake up one day and you're like, oh snap, that don't even bother me no more. Or, oh my goodness, I would usually respond this way, but now I'm responding that way. That's this kind of work. So when you hear me say that you're doing a good job, and when you hear me say that, you know, you're doing well through this progression, I know it might be hard for you to see, but I can see it very, very plainly.
Okay.
And I can even hear the progress through the process just from the first time you called and this time that you called.
Thank you.
Yeah. So keep up the work. Like, just this is my, you know, this is my 27 years in therapy. I just never stop. I just never quit. I just don't quit on stuff. Like, I'm committed. It's just like learning. I mean, learning the language of vulnerability is no different than learning the language of Spanish, which I'm learning. There's days I wake up, like today, my teacher stopped me and was like, you haven't even noticed you've spoken for 15 minutes straight in Spanish, uninterrupted and without having to think. And as soon as she told me that, I was like, oh snap, what? Then I forgot like the next 5 words I was trying to say. If she wouldn't have brought it to my attention, I probably would have did 20 minutes, you know. But sometimes I wake up and I can't remember the simplest word, and other times I wake up and I'm fluent. I'm just speaking and I'm without thinking. It's not linear. You continue to expose yourself to it until you wake up one day and you haven't said an English word in 2 hours. That's what it's like to get used to being a vulnerable person. That's what it's like to get used to doing this work, is that you just keep chipping away at it until one day you wake up and you just are this person. And that's the road you're on, Conrad. You're just on that road to becoming that person. And so I just want you to give yourself a lot of grace and just be patient with the process. It will not happen faster than it will happen.
Both encouraging and very hard to hear.
Yep. Both and, right? Not either or, both and.
Say I would need to take a bit more time before I take like further steps like these. It's hard for me to get a good picture, because like now it's like, okay, step taken, great. And it's like a lot of opposition, or even like a lot of brokenness coming to the surface again.
Mm-hmm.
So like part of me is like, okay, let's get this done with. And the other part is like, is that a smart move? Is that wise right now?
Yeah, I think it would be really good to take what you've just discovered and just spend some time with it. I would look for you to do some deeper grief work. There's a lot here to be sad over. There's a lot here to be mad over. There's a lot here to grieve. And I would metabolize this before moving forward to learn about anything else. Just take it in stages.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah,
One last thing, maybe.
of course.
I'm still, and maybe I will get some clarity on this road about that. I'm still wondering, however, like about my reaction to that initial phone call with my mom, and like that heaviness and like that. It's really bitterness that kind of crept into my heart when I
Yes.
heard that,
Yes, of course.
and it's still there after quite some years now. And I always think of this pool analogy that you're giving with the wound that you have talked about in the past, where you fill up that pool with grace,
Yes.
and it takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, maybe like have you maybe some advice or perspective on bitterness versus like a trauma reaction? Because I always thought it was like a trauma reaction that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and still might be. And there's also bitterness, and sometimes because I wonder, criticizing myself and all of this, and also trying to look at myself and take like, let others take a look at myself. Um, Maybe it was just bitterness, and I just need to forgive, and receive forgiveness.
Yeah, the if it is bitterness, I want you to understand that forgiveness does not mean forgetfulness. And it can take a long time to be able to carry the tension of those two. Because when we remember something that has been painful, and that's assigned to a person, it is very hard to look at that person with love or to interact with that person with kindness. And so if you feel that coming up, just continue to be honest about that and continue to do the work to integrate the forgiveness with the fact that you cannot forget. Because, for example, it took me years before I could forgive and not think about what a person who had violated my trust had done. It took years. And so the relationship was very, very shallow, and it was just very distant. But it was my work that I had to do. It was that it was to continue to chip away at, like, I know I got to live with this person. I know I'm not going to ever get them out of my life. But every time I see him, I want to stab him, you know. And I know I can't do that. But I just can't stop thinking about that. Well, that just meant there was just more for me to feel and more for me to grieve, which is also not linear and also doesn't have a time limit on it. So anytime it came up, I just acknowledged it, wrestled through it, continued to show the love of Jesus, even though it was hard at times, until one day I just looked up and I just didn't have that feeling for that person anymore. But you just keep chipping away at it. It is not like well, I forgive you, ding. That just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for the person that needs to forgive, and it doesn't happen for the person that needs forgiveness, that's like, well, I apologize to you. I don't understand why you're still upset. Well, matters of the heart just don't come and go as easily as, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't bring you your correct food order. I'll be right back with a new dish. Right? Like the biggest children's nursery rhyme lie that was ever told to us was sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us. I've seen people have one word spoken to them by a grade school teacher, and it has affected their entire adult life. So whether it was a word that was spoken or a deed that was done, we give ourselves a lot of space and grace to heal when that happens.
Can I be honest with you?
Of course.
I'm I'm disappointed because I feel like something should happen on this call and like I should be more relieved, more happy or whatever. I'm not. It's partly my own fault because I'm just very dysregulated and not in a good state right now, so I'm not very receptive.
Not a problem. That's very honest. I'm proud of you for being honest and being self aware to know where you are. That's great.
Yeah, and it still might take much longer than I want to.
Yeah.
That's
And
hard.
and Conrad, that's okay. I promise you.
Mhm.
We always want it to be done faster than it can be done. And again, this is why people don't readily sign up to do this work, because it's just not fast. And you got to sit with feelings longer than you wanted to, and you got to squirm around in them, and you got to be vulnerable, and you got to feel stuff, and you got to say stuff, and you got to be nice to people that you don't want to be around, and you got to interact with people that you don't like. And yeah, this is high level stuff we're doing, my friend. So you can get off the call and feel exactly the same, and I'm telling you, you would have still made progress.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? Like that doesn't. It's very hard for me to accept that to work that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There was a guy that I can't remember who the guy was, but I think a couple of days ago, uh, I saw this and I thought it was profound. The question he asked was, "What is the heaviest weight in a gym?" You know the answer?
I'd say the machines themselves probably. But it might be something very different than what you would think.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously the machines are heavy. He said the heaviest weight in a gym is the front door.
Hmm. Yeah. Don't get in there.
It's the heaviest weight you'll lift.
It's true.
It's just the front door, man. Just getting in there. And so you already lifted the heaviest weight, my friend.
Okay, this is weird. I'm just gonna share that real quick because I don't have full clarity on that. I do remember kid like that I wanted to go see my parents, like share something with them. It might have been something that has not been horrible or something that really deeply disturbed me. I don't know, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
That's what popped in my mind and actually makes me hopeful because even though I didn't get to open the front door of that kind of gym back then, or it might have even been locked. No one was there to work out with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like these moments, I feel like God is like giving me that like kind of like second chance, or kind of redeeming that. So that spoke something to me, and yeah, I received that.
Good. Good. I love you so much, Conrad. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, man. You're doing really good work. You're doing really hard work. You're doing really uncomfortable work. Just keep doing it.
Thank you.
You're
I love
welcome.
you too,
You're welcome.
and the whole team. You're amazing.
We love you,
It's
man.
very fun to just hang out with you also.
Thank you. We're honored to serve you. What time is it there?
It's 5:46.
Okay. Well, have a great evening.
Thank you.
We love you, man. We'll talk to you soon, okay? Check in again.
I will.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love to see it. I love to see it. That was a great check-in. Check-ins are not always, oh, I'm conquering the world, and I'm making so much great progress. Sometimes your check-in is like, how's everything going? Actually, it's worse.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just had a month full of relapses. I'm not even happy to be here right now, but I came. It's on the calendar. I'm gonna be here. So kudos to him, man.
For real. Tim, may I ask you a question real quick?
Hey, Juliana, ask me a question.
Do you need anything for lunch?
You silly goose.
Watermelon spears.
You silly goose. Okay. What? Okay, lunch. No, because my window is not until 3.
Okay,
I don't eat. I eat between 3 and 7.
that changed.
Yeah, I changed my fasting to 20 and 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm 20 hours fasted, and then I eat in a 4-hour window.
You're a beast. Well, do you need anything for 3?
Mm-mm. No, because I'll probably I'll just do a smoothie.
Okay.
I'll probably have Abby get me something for dinner.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, who's next?
We got Cameron pulling up. You are on Wide Open with Tim, my friend. I said enjoy the show. Welcome to the show.
Cameron.
What's up, Cameron?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, my boy. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Actually, just saw you. It was your last stop in Arizona.
Oh, did you come
when you
through?
Came through here to the. Yeah. It was me and my girlfriend was Dominican. I had her speak to you in Spanish.
That's
I don't know
right.
if that helps.
Yes, sir. I do remember you for sure. It's good to see your face again, man. Thank you so much for the support.
Man, it's so good to be seen. And let me tell you, anybody that hasn't met Tim Ross, he is exactly the same man on this show as he is in real life. You are so humble and kind, and I just appreciate you, man. I appreciate the whole team, Hector, Hooli, Derek. Y'all are just great. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man. We
Thank you so
appreciate the
much.
encouragement. We love you, bro. We're here to serve. What's going on today?
Man. So I guess let me start by just saying my question is going to be like, when you switch from being like a person of the world and you come back to being, or not back to, but you step into your faith walk, your walk with Christ. How do you navigate all the sin that you like did as before being a Christian? So like, I'm talking about lust, I'm talking about anger, I'm talking about forgiveness, I'm talking about all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's just been really hard. I'm a single father of, just to give you a little context, I just turned 41. My birthday was on the 6th. I know your birthday's coming up.
Yes, sir.
Just turned 41. Yep. I've just turned 41. I have two kids. My son is 10. My daughter is 6. Beautiful children. But I've been doing the single dad life thing for a minute now. And, grew up here in Arizona, but with a single mom um, for 8 years. She had me at a very young age. She had me at 16. Our birthdays are only 3 months apart. So literally, she had just turned 16. Her birthday's in March, and mine's in June.
Wow.
So we grew up together.
Yeah, for
Literally,
sure.
like literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
We grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was still in high school.
Yeah.
So I grew up with like a good trio of women. I had my mom, my grandma, my aunt, um, my great grandma. I was blessed enough to have a great grandma, but she was so young that I was
That's
still
right.
able to see my grandparents and stuff.
Yeah.
And never, my father was never really in the picture. He pops up like it's so crazy. Pops up randomly. He'll pop up. He was around when I was like a baby a little bit, and then he was around when I turned 13. And then like when I turned 39, he just showed up, just like, hey, here I am again. Like,
Wow.
what's up? I'm
Y-
just like, yeah, whatever. But
Right.
my mom always pressed on me, and I feel like as a kid, they to be people pleasers,
Mm.
right? Her ex husband of 20 years. Um, was very not a good person. He was atheist. He was his parents were Jehovah Witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
So everything had to do with Bible. He knew everything, and
Mm-hmm.
it was all BS. You
Mm.
know, he didn't like the church. He didn't like the religion. He didn't like anything. He's the person that was like, I make my own destiny.
Right.
I do all my own. Yeah, I do everything on my own.
Right.
And so I've grown around that, and then um, he was very let's just say, for lack of a better word, he was very lustful.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would always be like grabbing my mom in inappropriate areas, kind of like my mom's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but she just never had that like self-worth. She did everything for him, like,
Got you.
and I mean everything. Like she would set his clothes out for work the next day, put the toothpaste on his toothbrush, like literally everything. Like
Wow.
he didn't have to do anything.
Wow.
And she was the breadwinner. She was
Wow.
the breadwinner, meaning she made all the money, she worked all the hours. But in that time, I lost my mom. I lost my
Mm.
mom. She worked nonstop,
Mm-hmm.
and she depended on this man to take care of me. But he never wanted me. He
Mm.
wanted my mom. My
Mm-hmm.
mom, like I said, my mom's a beautiful woman,
Mm-hmm.
but like I was just the extra baggage. I was
Mm-hmm.
the like, oh, if I could take this, then I
Right.
got to get this.
Right. 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 For sure.
And yeah, and so uh we I grew up in that, like just always trying to love on this a man that never really wanted me, like trying to please him, being a people pleaser, and then just being cut down. He'd call me chunky and lazy and worthless, and he'd tell me, like, long story short, like we ended up getting like in a fight when I turned 25 because he's saying that I needed to get off my mom's pity, because he said I'm
Wow.
just I was still being you know, uh, fed by her, because she just loved to do for her family, but she realized she couldn't be there, so she would do financially, which I
Yep.
just wanted the love part.
Yeah.
I didn't want the spoiledness and like all the stuff that came with that.
Yep.
But 25, 25, I got into kickboxing, which I heard you were into kickboxing.
Yes, sir.
Um, got into kickboxing. I went from 280 pounds down to like 185, 170 in about a year and a
Wow.
half.
Bro, you lost a whole
Yeah,
person.
yeah, I
Yeah.
lost the whole person. So
Yeah.
started doing smokers. I don't know if you guys do that stuff, but the smokers are like where you fight other gyms on like certain days. The gyms will get together and then
Yeah.
start like to compete basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Started doing started doing that, and one day my mom, she's always the peacekeeper. She's like, I want you to come over. I'm tired of you talking crap about your stepdad. He talks crap about you. Let's
Mm.
get you guys together. Let's talk this out. I literally, Tim, I said, Uncle Tim, I said two things. I said, you know, you were never there for me, and you never cared about us. And this man stood up and try to come at me like he was gonna, beat me up. I saw
Nope.
him push my mom. Yeah, I saw him push my mom out of the way, like to move her to get to me, and I lost it.
Oh, bro. It was
I
lights out.
I
He got
lost.
smoked.
I lost. I pushed my poor grandma. I remember just picking her up. She tried to get in the way too. I just like literally picked her up and just set her to the side. And he swung first. He drew first blood.
Yes, sir.
He swung at me, and it was over.
Yeah.
When I could tell you, from being an 8-year-old to 25, all those years of cut downs, all those years of everything, all of it came out to him.
Yeah.
I did everything. I literally was trying to kill him. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
At the very end, when everything was over, I had him in a rear naked, and I was just yanking on him.
Yeah.
And I could feel like the breath. I could
Yeah.
feel the breath leaving his body.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to kill him, and my mom's like screaming at me, and she's like, "I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the cops to you." And don't get me wrong, this guy's not small.
Yeah.
He's 6'2", 240,
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
I'm on 5'9",
Yep.
185 at the time.
Yeah.
But I had the last straw.
Yeah. He effed around and found
So,
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you is like, I picked up his bad habits, like his perversion,
Mm-hmm.
being such a big kid and feeling worthless as a kid. I never was confident to like talk to women. Like I was always their best friend. I was
Mhm.
that dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm your best friend.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you everything about myself. I'm gonna come help me pick out clothes. So I'm gonna do like get dressed in front of you, do all this stuff. Like
Yeah.
almost like the gay dude that's not gay.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
like because comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when I turned 18, I finally got my first girlfriend, and then I like girlfriend after girlfriend, and then I lost all that weight kickboxing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still living in the world. So I was like, it's murder time. Like I gained that confidence. I went
Yeah.
out there and I just started like slaying.
Yeah.
Like just all that animosity of women just not thinking I was, good enough to be a boyfriend. I just went out there and on a tear,
Yeah, for sure.
and I was on a tear for actually, honestly, probably till up until the last like 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was just on a tear of, you know, um, I just wanted to hit everything,
Yeah, for
anything
sure.
and everything is
Yeah.
that I could get my hands on.
Mm-hmm.
But now I realize with my journey with God and, really stepping into that path, serving in the church, giving my time, trying to be the best role model for my kids, I can't be that way anymore.
For sure.
I can't do that. I have a daughter that's 6 years old,
Yeah.
and I just can't
Yeah.
live that way anymore. So I guess what would you say that helped you, especially, I dealt with pornography and all that stuff. Helped you get from what helped you get from that spot of like seeing that kind of stuff? Because
Mm-hmm.
you see it,
Yep.
and then when you look at women, like my I have such a vivid eyes. Like I can literally undress a girl with my eyes and be doing all kinds of stuff and not even know them,
Yeah.
let alone the ones that I did get to know.
Right.
Like how do you? I want to treat these women as my sisters in Christ.
Absolutely.
I do think women are very beautiful. I think God, just I'm in awe. I'm in awe of everything that God does. But with women, sometimes you're
Oh.
just like, oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Like,
I'm there with
oh
you.
my God, they're so gorgeous, and they're just gorgeous. There's like no words.
Yeah.
Like literally no words.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I just want to know how to be a better, for my daughter, especially for my son, who want to break that generational curse, because my real father was obviously a player. He played
Yeah.
my mom. My grandfather was a player. My uncle was a player.
Yeah.
Like literally everybody that I know has
Yeah.
been players. Like I just don't want to be that way anymore. I want a family. I want a wife.
Absolutely.
I want to establish that for my kids.
For sure. Man, Cameron, I'm so proud of you for having that mindset. And I want to tell you a story about my dad before I tell you a story about me. So my dad used to smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, and smoke PCP. When when he would tell us, we didn't call him a liar, but we were like, bro, there's no way. Like we were thinking like, okay, maybe you did that when you were in the service, but you didn't do that when you were married to our mom and raising us. And he was like, I was. He was like, I used to go out to the, after y'all went to bed, I would go out to the end of the yard by the fence and I'd smoke my cigarettes. And then I'd come back in, take a shower, and just make sure you couldn't smell it. I can't recall a time in my life where I even smelled the hint of cigarette smoke on my dad's clothes, his hair, his hands, nothing, right? And he was a very affectionate man. So I never picked up on that scent. And I'm like, I can't believe you used to do that. Why'd you stop? And he was like, because of you all. I just didn't want y'all to be around it. And so I just asked God to like take away the desire. And he took away some of the desires. And then for everything else, I just stopped. And I was looking at him like, hey, bro, don't say it this casually because you're going to make me mad with all the struggles I've had in my life. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? You just stopped, right? But it was this mindset of like, I do not want to put this on display in front of my children. And if that's the case, then whatever I got to do to make sure that this is not going to be the reality no more, I'm not going to do it. And that inspired me, man, for myself. I would say there's so much about your story that matches mine, especially when it comes down to the promiscuity, right? It was, my acting out came from being sexualized at 8 years old. It was like I've been aware of something sexual since I was 8. So I ain't looked at no girl with any purity from really 8 years old. I was always curious about, well, wonder what their body parts are like and, what do they look like and all this kind of stuff. And so, and then once you're exposed to porn, then, all right, now you've turned a campfire into a freaking California forest fire. Right? And you got helicopters trying to dump water and fire trucks trying to pull up. And so for me, my practical way that I started to eradicate the lustful thoughts, the lustful desires, is I have a very vivid imagination. I see everything. I can do the same thing. Not only can I undress, I can create whole scenarios. I've had whole affairs in my head. Never touched the person, never. And this was just somebody that I walked past in the doggone airport. And I done already had a 7-season series on Netflix with them. Okay. Including the series finale and a whole plot twist at the end. I've done it all, right?
Right.
Well, God gave me that imagination, and I remember what it was used for when I wasn't thinking about God. And as I allowed God to continue to transform my mind, then it became, I'm going to play this out with a sibling. I'm going to play this out with sisters. And if I play this out with sisters, where does this end? Well, it doesn't end with sex. It ends with friendship. It ends with protection. It ends with, like this platonic relationship or whatever. And I practically had to start applying that for that to be the case. The other thing that had to happen is I had to completely starve myself of any images when I'm in the field, I can't help my first look because you're just looking. I can help my second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, right?
Right.
But what I don't, the accelerator that I took away that changed everything was I was just no longer going to let these images. I wasn't going to be feasting off of women's bodies all day, every day.
Right.
Like you got to take away the buffet.
Yep.
Right? Like we are no longer going to all you can eat places. And porn is an all you can eat buffet of lust and flesh and bodies and sex and types and categories and all the things. The moment you take it away, that's like the biggest cut that needs to be made. Once you starve yourself for that, then you can just start to focus on, okay, I see this girl, she's attractive, but that's my sister. And God bless her parents, and let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. I'm glad. I think I've been a lot of places in the world. I've seen a lot of great landscape. I've seen gorgeous mountains. I've seen rivers and streams and lush greenery and all that kind of stuff. A woman's body, God himself is the greatest artist. He is Picasso and he is Leonardo da Vinci and he's everybody, right? He's the all-inclusive. And scripture says, let me just read it just so people understand, especially men, like since we're on this. There's some words here that need to be taken into consideration, just so you know you're not crazy when you're thinking about like how we have to like work on this, not to make sure that we're acknowledging God's image but not perverting it, right? So boom, 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 boom. So this is Genesis chapter number 20, verse number 21. Adonai Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Adonai Elohim built the rib, which he had taken from man, into a woman. Then he brought her to the man. Then the man said, this one at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, for from man was taken this one. Now let me go back up to verse number 7. Then Adonai Elohim formed the man out of the dust from the ground, and he breathed into his nostrils a breath of life. So the man became a living being. All right. So these two, I'm a wordsmith. So I just want you to notice these two words, Cameron. In verse number 7, the man was formed. Verse 22, that woman was built.
I see. Okay.
Woman is the original built different man. We use that in our colloquialism now, right? Oh, he built different. No, literally, woman is built different.
For real.
And I thank God. I glory in the fact that woman is built different, right? And I want to honor the one I have. And that's the one I get to take pleasure in and delight in and all the things in, right? Taste and see all the things, right? I am for all of it. And everyone else, I just want to protect what God built. I honor God. I honor what God built in them, and I want to protect what God built in them. With the one I got, I get to taste and see that the Lord is good. I'm I'm glorying in all of the beauty.
Right.
Okay? With that one. And the way that I can focus on that one and honor that one and glory in that one is that I starve myself to the rest of them. Because of the rest of the built difference, all I got, I'm there to honor and protect them. With my built different, I get to honor and protect her too, but then I also get to enjoy what God built.
Right.
So that's the mindset. That's the mindset shift that I have. That I see beautiful women all the time, and they're safe around me because that's my sister, and I'm like, ew. And that came with years of discipline. We was at yeah, when we left the club, we stayed out. We was there hugging everybody to the very end, and then when it was me, Jamie, and two other guys, we was still there chopping it up, and these two girls come around the front of the comedy club, blasting some music. The passenger is hanging out the window, and we like, oh, what's wrong with them? They drive off, right? We start walking. We Ubered to the place because our hotel was across the street, but it was too hot. So we Ubered there, but we walked back. It was still us four, and I'm glad it was us four. I mean, Jamie and I would have been good, but I'm glad there were two other guys there for even more accountability. The two girls whipped back around again, and they're like, "What y'all doing tonight? What y'all?" We're like, "Well, we just came from the club," and I'm thinking maybe they was in the show. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're like, "Oh, we just came back from a road trip," and the front windows was down, but the back windows was like limo tint. So I said, "Hey, yo, y'all trying to jack us?" Because I've seen attractive girls set up for the ambush, right? So I'm like, "Hey, y'all trying to jack us or something? Why them windows in the back up?" So they rolled them down. They was like, "The only thing in the back is a baby seat." And so it was only a baby seat, like, so it was just weird. Like, it was a whole weird interaction. But, bro, it would have took 4 minutes, fam.
No, yeah. Welcome to Arizona. It happens like that sometimes.
Yo, it would have took 4 minutes. If I was on that energy, it would have took 4 minutes. The passenger was cute. It would have took 4 minutes. She wanted it. It didn't matter who it was going to be from. And it would have been me, right? I'd have volunteered my services. But because I am a man of God and I'm looking at this woman, she doesn't even know I'm protecting her from something that she does not even want to do, but she's doing it because she doesn't know her worth. So it's my assignment to protect her, even though she don't know that she needs the protection. It's the reason why I don't feast or lust on Instagram models, because they don't even know their worth and that they don't need to be doing this. So they're giving us something that we did not ask for. And I am not taking them up on the offer because I know their value more than they do. So I'm being protective of them without them even knowing it. You think you want to do this with me. That's not what you really want. What you really want is connection. What you really want is love. What you probably only need is a hug. You don't even need sex. So because I've gone through this discipline of crucifying my flesh, I can give you the protection that you weren't even smart enough to ask for.
Good.
Yeah, that's the energy
You ever
that we
find
want.
yourself when you do stuff like that, and even Yeah. Even when you do that, right? Or even when you like you tell yourself, hey, I'm you know, I'm gonna just treat this woman as a friend. I'm gonna, block any advances that they want you even more.
Oh, absolutely.
That just makes them want you more. Like nobody's ever turned me down. Like,
That's right.
well, I'm gonna be that dude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like I've been in that situation, and oh, nobody turns me down. I'll prove to you. So once they acknowledge that, wow, nobody's ever turned me down, and then they pursue more, the next level is embarrassment. That's my next level for a female that does not respect the boundary that I put in place. Tier 2 is embarrassment. I'm gonna have to bruise that ego so that she knows ain't a booty big enough, ain't no titties high enough, ain't no waist snatched enough. Yeah, like I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like we not you might have a bomb P. That's not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine. My wife got one of those. Everything you got, she got. And what
like
I got.
Andy Mineo says, like
Andy Mineo? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like you sending me DMs. He's like you sending me DMs of your tits. He's like my wife got them too.
That's right. She got those
like,
too. You ain't sitting over here with no alien third titty. Stop playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing unique. Okay, yours might be, you might have a bigger size or a smaller size, or like the variations are crazy. But my uncle told me this years ago. He said, I will never cheat on my wife for a tablespoon of semen. I was cooked. He said the end result is a tablespoon of semen. What are we doing here? I'm going to risk all of this for a tablespoon of semen.
Right.
Now, I got food at home. I meal prep.
Yeah.
I don't eat out.
I like that.
You feel me? I meal prep.
Yeah. No,
I lead a house full.
About the meal prep stuff.
You feel me? I lead a house full. I ain't hungry when I leave this house at all.
Right.
And I'm not starving when I get back either. Because there's food waiting on me.
So, yeah, I like that. So I guess the question would be is if you're, because I think a lot of Christian people in general, like even especially young Christians, they jump into these relationships because they don't want to burn with the flesh, right? So they
Correct.
go, like, let's just get married because we know we're going to be burning anyway.
Right.
So let's get in this relationship so we can do what we want to do,
Right.
And so me at 41, I don't want to burn anymore, but I've also never been married. So I'm like, I don't want to do this once.
For sure.
I don't want to be doing it 2-3 times.
Absolutely.
And so like, I just want to, we're already, sleeping together and stuff like that, which the funny thing is like, and I'm not trying to say this, in any bad way, my girlfriend is amazing.
Yeah.
But she kind of wants it more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I say no, it's like,
feels like rejection.
It's upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she deals with rejection issues.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be like, I just want to follow. I want our marriage, if we get married, I want it to be blessed.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I don't want it to be, I don't want to take from any of the blessings based on us just, living in sin.
Right, for sure. And Cameron, you have to lead in that.
Right.
We are the leaders, right? Not in a dictatorial way, but we are the ones that dictate and set the pace. Like, hey, I know we've done it before. I talked to T.O. Tim. I honor you and I value you. If we're going to be together, I want us to make sure we do this right. I want to make sure that we have an emotional connection and that we have great verbal communication, because marriage was always meant to, I'm sorry, sex. Sex was always meant to be the crescendo of knowing.
Right.
Not the entrance of knowing. We don't know if Adam and Eve had sex prior to the fall. Scripture's not clear on that. They could have been knocking it down, right? They could have been in every bush known to man, getting it, right? Pent up against every tree, getting it. Could have happened, right? What we do know is that after the fall, then it is very, very clear that Adam knew his wife Eve. If that's the case, if that is the case, from the time that they were created to the time that they knew each other sexually, they knew everything about each other in all the other ways prior to bringing their bodies together. And see, in our culture, we don't even have to have a first name or a real name, right?
Right.
To pull down our pants, lift up our dress, and get to knocking, right? We'll know each other physically before we know about anything emotionally, relationally, spiritually, anything else. But sex was always supposed to be the crescendo of knowing, not the beginning of knowing. So I was supposed to have established what this person is like, what they need, what their traumas are, what their giftings are, what do they like to eat, what what makes them moody, what makes them grumpy, You find out all this first, and then the crescendo at marriage is I've gotten to know all these other parts of you. Now we get to bring our bodies together. That is euphoria.
Yeah.
But all of the, what was your name again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't remember me from last year at the such and such pool party? And I'm like, what? That was never that. That's not the knowing we're supposed to have, because I can't even remember knowing you.
Right.
So
right.
We're looking at the crescendo of it. And if you establish that, you let her know that it is my love for you that is creating this boundary until marriage, not my desire for you. You already know what my desire is because we've already done it multiple times, right? This is about my love for you and the ongoing honor and respect that I want to have for you. And I don't want us to bring our bodies back together until we are facing each other, exchanging vows, and say I do to each other. And if we get there, then the whole experience goes to the next level, because we are exclusive until death do us part. So I hope that helps.
It definitely does. I think what I get most frustrated about is even if I say no or don't want to do that part of it or whatever, like, again, having just more of a perversion stepfather, like, I still like to give her hugs and little grabs on the butt and touch it, and she says that's unfair because essentially I'm like turning her on and then I'm not doing anything about it. And I like literally, like, I just do it to play around and just be like loving and sure that I recognize her and that I still care for her and stuff. But like finding that level of flirtatiousness or lovingness that doesn't cross the line has been like a super hard thing, because if I tell her no and I get that way, then she actually, we've gotten in arguments about it. Like, she's like mad. Like, she's like, "Oh, you're not gonna get I'm like,
oh, this is
no, I'm
so grateful we're talking about this. You are like you are a gift to me today, because we get to put a bunch of men on game. having this conversation. So your girlfriend is not used to non-sexual touches.
Right.
And that she needs it and doesn't even know how to ask for it. Doesn't even know she needs it. So now we not smacking that booty. I am a booty smacker. That I come by, I need to get that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need the reverb in my life. You know what I'm saying? So now when I want to give Juliet a non-sexual touch, my hand goes to the small of the back or the middle of the back to let her know I'm present and that I'm here with her. I can caress her arms, or I'll hold her hand and interlock our fingers. When I hug her, it's arms over, not arms under. These are all these little cues that I show her. I'm present. I love you. You're safe with me, but I'm not trying to get some right now. Right? If every touch is I'm just grabbing cake, then damn, is all this dude wants from me in sex? These are the nonverbal cues in our expressions and touch that let our women know that they are safe with us.
Okay.
And so you have to practice what those touches are. And you could just Google, give me, either Google or chat, like, give me ways to touch my partner that doesn't stimulate arousal. And it'll just give you a whole list of, you can rub their neck, you can, massage their shoulders. Like, there's all these different things that you can do that it implies protection, not sensuality.
Okay.
And it's like a cheat code. It's a cheat code. And your girl needs to feel that touch. She doesn't know what that touch is. So you get to give it to her. You get to give it to her. And it'll be a whole new unlocking for her and her body to know that this man, I know that he has a desire for me sexually, but he ain't thinking about me sexually 24 hours of the day. He's giving me a touch just to let me know he's present. He's giving me a touch just to let me know I'm safe. She doesn't even know what that touch is, and that's an extravagant gift you get to give her.
Okay. Definitely. I'll start looking some stuff up like that. I appreciate that.
For sure, absolutely, bro. I'm so proud of you, man.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You're literally making the decision I made, that my daddy made, that so many other men have made, to just be like, yo, we not doing this no more, man. And to answer the question that you asked in the beginning, hey, you got to pass, I got to pass. And when we finally give our life to Jesus and we want to start doing stuff right, you look back at the stuff you've done in the past and you're like, damn, I wish I didn't do all that. Right?
Right.
And it leaves us with regrets, right? It leaves us with like, man, if I could do it all again, right? And we don't get to spin the block on all that stuff that we did. What we do get to do is that was redundant. What we do have the opportunity to accomplish is moving forward. We don't have to repeat those cycles.
Right.
And we can show our children like, oh, that's what love really looks like. That's what affection really looks like. My wife don't have to check on me around other beautiful women. My wife's not a jealous woman. I travel, because I'm an introvert, I travel a lot by myself. Historically I've been this way. You got people that in ministry that say don't ever travel alone because anything could happen. Well, you could travel with somebody and still anything could happen. This comes down to the character of what's going on in the inside of an individual. And so I travel alone. Ain't nobody in my hotel room.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging out in the lobby. I'm not at the bar. I go to my room. I Uber whatever vegan restaurant is around. I never order room service. I get whatever vegan restaurant is around. Hotel lobby calls me to tell me when my food comes. I get it. I go back up in the room. Ain't nobody. That's why ain't nobody popped out of the bushes talking about I slept with Tim Ross. Ain't nobody doing that.
Right.
They would be lying. They would have to be a freaking deep fake. Because it's not,
Right.
I don't move like that. And it's not that I don't have the capacity to move like that. I've crucified that part of myself on a daily basis so that I don't move like that.
Yeah.
And it's literally one day at a
something-
time. And when you get the occasional girl that catches you by surprise, that you're so attracted to, we used to say back in my day, like, oh, that nigga got my number. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's certain people, I can see beautiful women, and it's just like, oh, she's a beautiful woman. But then there's some people, my whole body's attracted to them. I'm Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal, like leaning. You know what I mean? I'm doing that lean. Annie, are you okay? You know, when I feel my body do that, it's like, oh, I need to move around.
Yeah.
But I'm not attracted to different women every day. That's not, it catches me by surprise because I'm not looking for nobody. But that one that's, you know, and it's arbitrary. I can't tell you rhyme or reason why that person woke me up. But once I notice it, I'm like, okay, let me move around.
Yeah.
God bless her parents. I'm glad they made her. I hope she finds her man. It ain't me. So
I've already gotten in trouble a couple times for taking a page out of the Theo Tim book. I've been trying to, you know, be nicer to women, you know, in general, and just like compliment them, and you know, give them hugs or whatever, you know, just
Yeah.
doing the what you do.
yeah.
I can't do it. My girlfriend already shut it down. She said, "No, I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, for sure.
I am not
Understood.
allowed to." She's like, "What? Why'd you give her a comment? Like, what are you trying to do?" I'm like, I'm just I watched, you know, Uncle Tim, and that's what he does. So I was trying to do the same thing. She's like, no.
She's like, nah, let T.O. Tim do it. You calm down.
Yeah, no, you're not. You don't need to compliment every woman that you see, but I'm just trying to make them have a better day. No,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah. That's so funny, bro. That's so funny. I've mastered mine so much. It's such a drive-by. They don't even have time to like really respond, and I'm already like 5 feet away, keeping it moving. But I love doing it. I love doing it. As a black man, I love compliment. There probably isn't a black woman who has darker skin. I am making a beeline to her to compliment her. The darker her skin is, the more compliments she's getting from me. And it's unsolicited, and I go out of my way to do it. Because, I mean, my mother is one of 15, and my mom is French vanilla. My mama takes light-skinned people and makes them look dark compared to her. That's how light she is. She is French vanilla, bro. And then my aunt Brownie was like dark chocolate, and my aunt Lee was burnt. She looked like somebody dipped her in oil from Saudi Arabia and just took her out. She was jet black. She was gorgeous. And but I know what it is to be in that skin. And again, I think it's because of my empathy and my attunement. I just know. And so I compliment guys too. It's not just girls, you know. But I just want people to know that they've been seen. That's just part of my thing. But yeah, man, I'm put in your work, bro, and teach this woman how a man really treats a woman. She'll she's gonna be disoriented at first because she's never experienced it. But the more you keep that energy and that becomes consistent, she's gonna be like, God gave me the greatest man I could have ever had. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I trust me. I want that. I want that for my children, and especially for my daughter, just to see what a gentleman and you know, how she should be treated and what her worth is, because I don't want her to ever feel like she doesn't have worth, because I grew up feeling that way, and I don't ever want my kids to have to deal with that.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm proud of you, man. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate the whole crew and what you guys do. And I'll just keep listening. I drive at night, so I'm like on every single, like, as far as podcasts, I may be a day behind, but usually I catch them overnight, and I might listen to like 5 in a row, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Bro,
so,
we love it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you trusting our voices.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys keep up the good work, and God is blessing you. I even just being around you, excuse me, even being around you, I can just feel that presence, that anointing that's on you. And it was a pleasure to meet you in real life, and thank you so much for letting me be on the show today. I appreciate you guys.
Man, I love you, bro, and I hope we get to meet again soon, for sure.
If you're at V4,
I'll be there.
That might happen. I don't know if it's a. Yep.
Field trip.
Field trip. Oh God, Juliana. Juliana is the field trip.
Yeah. Well, hey, those tickets are free now, so
absolutely.
They could all come.
That's right. Everybody coming. Nah, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire.
They already soaked up all the
Yeah, so
registrations.
there's a waiting list.
There's a waiting list. I got my tickets, so.
Jerry's like,
Yeah, you still have to RSVP, but like it's free now.
Oh, but they got RSVP'd up like in 5 seconds.
It's gonna be fire, bro.
That's very generous.
Yeah. Oh no. It's
it's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's
And
a
they
different-
funded everybody.
Yeah, it's a different
Crazy.
it's a different year, and God's gonna bless them as a result, for sure. For sure. All right, Cameron, you have a great week. Okay.
we love you.
Love you.
You too. Love you guys, and stay blessed.
All right, you too, man. Love you. Peace.
That convo was so refreshing.
Yeah.
And hold on, what your uncle said,
Yeah.
like, every man needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Because it's that question, when temptation comes or when
Absolutely.
something's in front of them, ask yourself that question.
Absolutely.
Are you willing to risk it all
Yeah.
for...
A tablespoon of semen.
That's a great.
That's so good.
3 skeets. You about to ruin it all
Bro.
for a skeet. Like, I mean, like you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to slow down and like think. Like, okay, you're
Mm-hmm.
in the moment. It's hot and heavy. It's getting passionate. Oh my God. Oh, she kissed your neck. Oh, she licked your earlobe. What am I gonna do? Am I about to ruin all of this for a skeet?
Mm-hmm.
That
Ponte
question.
las pilas.
Sí, con qué las pilas?
Ponte las pilas.
Pontelas.
Ponte
Las
pilas.
Ponte las pilas.
Uh-huh.
Es.
It's like, well, it translates put on your batteries, but it's like use your brain.
Ah,
Like,
sí.
Get it cracking.
Yeah.
Ponte las pilas.
Ponte las pilas. Vale, sí. Entiendo. Yeah, like I'm not doing it.
Oof, that's so good.
I'm not doing it. Like I'm just
Yeah.
stay in the house.
And shout out orgasms. Like, it's great when it's done right,
It
because
is.
there's no shame attached to it.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I promise you. It's but like trying to get like thinking about like, oh my God, what do we just do? How do we keep this a secret?
That's exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
Too much.
Come on,
Also,
man.
I love what you said about like men just learning how to touch their women without it being sexual.
That's right.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Like it's so I don't know, just something. It's so sweet.
Yeah. You
It's
got
so
it. You
sweet.
gotta yeah, I do it to Juliet all the
Yeah.
time. It's hard.
And here's a list for you, brother, if you need it.
No pun intended. But like
Ba-dum-tsh.
it's but I just need her to know that I would have sex with Juliet every day, multiple times a day,
Amen.
if my day would allow for it. But in the times that, we're raising kids and we're working and we got
Life.
jobs and we're doing, life is
Yeah.
happening. When I do get to hug her, everything can't be
Yeah.
every time. You know what I mean? You got come here.
Come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for
Gentle, non-sexual physical affection, holding hands, forehead kiss,
Yep.
back rub or a light massage. That's what I said. Brushing hair away, touching their arm or knee when talking, cuddling with clothes on, sitting with legs and feet touching, hand on the lower back. I told you. High five or fist bumps, linking arms. You got to use it.
Yep.
Like you grab them by the shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Everything can't be sexual.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
So-
man leads that.
Yeah.
Amen.
The man leads that.
Yeah.
Does your woman feel sexualized, or does she feel safe?
That's good.
Shout out turkey butt.
Shout out Turkey.
Shout out turkey butt. Amen.
Would you say men should begin practicing lowering their libido / sex drive?
Hell no.
You sure?
What?
Okay.
I ain't lowering nothing.
Okay.
You almost made me cuss. I ain't lowering sugar, honey, iced tea. You hear me?
I have a question on your diet.
You got a question on my diet?
On your diet with the libido.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, a lot of trainers and dietitians that I've listened to on YouTube have said similar things. When you go in a very strict calorie deficit with how much you're burning compared to how much you're eating within that window of time, which I'd imagine you're in a very strict calorie deficit because of how much your body naturally is already burning throughout the whole day. Plus, you're eating so clean within the window. It must be pretty low, is what I'm saying. But you're still horny for the lady.
You said what is low?
Your calorie deficit.
My calorie deficit is low.
You're like,
Libido is crazy. Juliet's like, walk away, please. Yeah, no, it's well, I just have high testosterone anyway.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of men my age are using
Crazy.
testosterone shot.
TRT,
T
HRT.
clinic.
Yeah,
kinda
yeah. They're
crazy.
taking pellets and
Yeah.
just so they can feel 19 again.
Wow.
I'm 19.
Amen.
It's a gift.
It is.
You don't have to go to a TRT clinic in Las Colinas.
No, I got a head full of hair
Amen.
and my testosterone is high and lifted up above the earth.
Ain't no mountain
high
enough.
So,
Oh, that was such a good call.
yeah. So, yeah. So I don't. Yeah, I think health wise, I think a lot of men's libidos would go back up if they just like exercise and ate right.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
a lot of times, what you eat is killing your libido.
Oh, dude,
Man.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You're in the,
So-
you're in the drive-through all day. You're eating trash. You're not even real. It's not real food.
It's not real
You're
food.
not lifting weights. You're not
Ultra-processed.
walking.
You're not walking.
You're not talking to other humans.
Yes, ultra
Oh, wow.
processed. I won't even do like I will I'll do this rarely. It has to be rare. Like when I had the peppercorn steak at Vegan Food House.
Delicious.
Hey.
Crazy.
I know that meal was incredible.
Did you go yesterday?
No.
Okay.
Abby brought it to us on Friday,
Shout out Abby.
and I had it with the mashed potatoes and the kale and the
Yeah, I need to go back.
mac and cheese. It was so good. But I don't eat Impossible beef. I don't eat tofu and stuff. Like it would be like very rare for me to get something like that because it's still
It's
processed.
still very processed. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it has a lot of sodium in it.
A lot of salt.
Right? So
Yeah.
like I just with the beans and the legumes and the avocado and the rice and the hemp seeds and all like I'll do it with that, but I'm not about to be putting all this foolishness in my body.
Amen. So next question on the complimenting, because I saw some of the chat talking about that section where you said you'd go out of your way to compliment some women, right? For the darker skin, want to make them feel seen and loved and all that.
Absolutely.
So one thing that I've seen, especially talking to some friends, they're very uncomfortable with that in terms of if someone's in a relationship and then the male compliments other women, even if it's not sexually advancing, creepy, There can be an insecurity on the girl's part. Who knows what's going on with the guy?
Mm-hmm.
I'd just love to hear some more expanded thoughts on that.
Well, Cameron said his wife, hopefully maybe that's going to be his wife, but his girlfriend don't like that, so he shouldn't do it. I told you, Juliet ain't jealous.
Yeah.
I compliment a girl right in front of her, and she'll be like, "Oh my God, her skin is beautiful." I'm stating a fact.
Yeah. So she's just secure
Yeah,
in herself. That's what it is.
Juliet knows she fine as hell.
Yeah.
She ain't worried about me. She ain't worried about me. She ain't worried about me. So, but that's every individual relationship has to figure that out. If your girl has an issue, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Let's say
don't do that.
When it's turned around, when you get complimented, which has happened in front of Juliet or in private. Well, actually, it's two different questions then. So if it happens in private, like if someone flirts with you and it's pretty like forward, that you know it's flirting, it's very clear. Do you talk to Juliet about that and just
Absolutely.
And then that's one. We'd love your thoughts there, and then thoughts around when somebody compliments you in front of Juliet while she's there.
With the first one, it's never anybody that we know, and if it was in front of me, I know how to handle the situation. Juliet does too. It's not going to be a big deal. If it's flirtatious, then that's disrespectful, and she's going to, again, once you get tier 2 is embarrassment, right? Yep. So now if you just run past tier 1 and go straight into tier 2 because you're flagrant, then you're about to get checked, right? But most times, there was a lady at the show. She said, she gave me a hug and she goes, "Oh my God, you smell delicious." And she took 4 steps. She turned around. She said, "You tell Juliet you smell delicious." So I told Juliet, she said I smell delicious. The end.
The end. Right?
It wasn't like, no, who was it? You tell that woman not to.
Yeah.
The cologne smells great. It goes with my chemistry. Of course it smells delicious. That's why I chose it. So, but if it's what was the second scenario?
When somebody compliments or maybe even kind of flirts with you in front of Juliet.
Yeah, nobody would ever do that in their right mind.
Hasn't happened.
That hasn't. I don't think that's happened. Okay. If it was, it was so unmemorable that we don't even.
For sure.
Can't even think about it. If someone has paid me a compliment, Juliet just co-signs on it. Like, ain't he though? Oh, your husband's handsome. Ain't he? I know. Like, it's never like.
Yeah. Yep.
But we've just never had that type of relationship where we're jealous and helicopter watching, and
yikes.
We don't do none of that.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean?
Exhausting. That sounds exhausting.
I don't have. Listen, child, if you gonna go,
just leave.
Bye.
I would appreciate a text. If you got it, no, I'm dead ass. If you get swept off your feet by somebody else, send me a text. Just let me know.
Amen.
I will fall out on the floor crying. Like, I'm gonna be all types of discombobulated.
Yeah.
And I will recover.
Yep.
Tim, I have a question.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But if I gotta hawk you, if the only reason why you faithful is because I'm handcuffed to you, that ain't faithfulness. That's parole.
Oof.
Locked up.
Yeah, I'm not. Hell no.
That's so good.
Tim, I have a question about insecurities with couples. Like when they start dating and they meet like maybe a significant other one way, and then they start getting intimate, like they start getting into a relationship deeper, and then they're like, "Hey, maybe you should change the way you dress," or "I don't like this about you," or "I don't like this about you," and then like try to drop scriptures on them, like to try to like be like, "Hey,
you met me with a short skirt on. What you talking about?"
Yeah,
that's what I would say. Right. You met me like this.
Yeah.
Right, this is the way I was dressing before I met you. This is the way I was dressing on our first 5 dates. This way, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, you think me being covered up is gonna keep. It ain't about who's attracted to me. It's about who I'm attracted to. I've never been worried about who's been attracted to me.
Right.
That's not the thread. Mm-hmm. The thread is not a girl that likes me. The threat is the girl I like. That's who's in trouble.
Right. That's good.
It's not the person that likes me. It's the person I like.
Yep.
How far will I go to pursue that person?
Right.
That's the danger. But if a girl is attracted to me or thinks I look nice or is kind or is curious or whatever, I'm not all of a sudden, because you liking me doesn't automatically mean I like you.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Right.
You being attracted to me doesn't automatically make me attracted to you.
Right.
Once again, I'm not thirsty and I'm not hungry. Maybe if I was starving for attention or affection or
That
love or sex, then my head would be on a swivel.
Right.
I eat great.
Yeah.
Amen.
My belly full.
4-hour window.
You know what I'm saying?
We were asking. We had a kind of a comment about like how sometimes women, the way that they dress provocatively, right? You remember having that conversation when we were talking about that? About how sometimes women can be maybe showing a little bit extra skin or something like that to where it might entice a man in a different perspective.
Last week.
Correct.
Okay, sorry, my mommy brain. I'm like, when did we have this?
Okay, I was
conversation?
like,
yes,
yo,
I'm tracking.
Come through, mommy
I'm
brain.
tracking. I do remember that. What are you asking me though? Just to like go over the conversation we had.
Yeah, about women dressing more provocatively or maybe showing more skin to get attention from men.
yeah.
Do you remember that?
Showing
Yeah.
breasts, booty
Yes.
hanging out.
Yes, I'm just
Looking-
trying to
looking
recall
fine.
my thoughts. Yeah, because I mean, I think we started talking about how, like, Tim has said this. It's the man's responsibility. If someone has a V-cut shirt, right? It's the man's responsibility to, like, it's not like, oh, go put on a sweater. It's like your responsibility to turn away if that's something that is enticing you. Like, just flee.
Absolutely,
right?
for sure.
Right, and at the same time, like I gave this example to Derek. So I'm not gonna say who it was, but someone at church
Say
on
it.
Easter weekend
Whoa.
years ago came dressed in lingerie,
Amen.
and there was a bunch of we had a group for men who had porn addictions and all of that, and they went and complained to pastors of like, this girl's wearing lingerie. Like, we literally just went through this class. Like, can someone go talk to her or whatever? And no one said anything to her. But it's like, it's their responsibility. And at the same time, I look at the girl and I'm like, okay, you came here for drama. Like, you came to start some stuff. So it's like two things can be true. Like, it depends on like I know what we're talking about is just like with women, it's like, what is your motive? Like, why are you wearing a V-cut shirt when you know your titties are out and you're at church or whatever? Like, so I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, you're making sense. Of
So
course you're making
it's just
sense.
it's like that. That's what I would ask women. Is just like, what is your motive when you're taking pictures, when you're posting something on social media and something's form fitting, your titties are out, your ass is out, whatever it is. Like, what's your motive?
Yeah.
Like, because you're feeling yourself, or are you trying to get attention?
Well, it's
You know?
probably it's probably both.
Yeah.
Right, especially in South Lake.
Yeah.
But if a woman, and I'm only talking about married women, obviously, but if a married woman has the appropriate attention paid to her by her husband, she's not looking for the attention of
Yep.
anybody else.
Yep.
And her wardrobe will reflect that.
Oof. Oof, that part.
Okay.
Right.
Now, if we talking about a girl that's between 18 and 25, this is the wardrobe of the youth. You got a little body, you happy to, it's bloomed. You happy to be walking around strutting, a little dude wearing a little muscle shirt, whatever. That's for young people. You know what I mean? If you Lululemon from head to toe, and you're a fitness influencer, then this is part of your job, right? I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and you know they always used to get on women about the way they dressed. And my retort always was, if you have a problem with the way they dress, why don't you take them shopping?
That part.
Why do you assume they have the clothes you have? Number one. Number two, why do you assume they want to dress like you? Right? And then this is why I go right back to what I keep saying about us as men and why the onus is on us. Because if we're in our place, that girl gonna figure out sooner or later, I'm not getting the attention of nobody with this outfit.
Yep.
Maybe I'll take it off. But if she's wearing it to church, it's because she's probably got the attention of somebody in the church. How many horn dogs go to church?
Oof. Undercover. Horn dogs.
What? Undercover horn doggies.
Oh, wow.
Is there anything you wanted to add, Derek? Because my brain is trying to recall that.
No, I think that it was just a reflection of the conversation that we had. Yeah, because I mean, at the same token, like if women are gonna get attention anyways, if they're attractive or whatever, it doesn't really matter what they wear. They're gonna get attention from anyone, you know. But it's the way that they carry themselves. I'm in agreement with him.
Yeah, I don't.
Lingerie approved at church or not approved? Thoughts? Just kidding.
Was it lingerie?
Tim.
What did she have on?
That could have been real.
Was it sheer? Like
it was.
We talking a thong?
It was like a teddy, kind of.
Wait,
in
what?
a way,
Like a corset vibe?
and it looked like kind of like with a lace robe. It was like a romper, but I'm like, it's straight. It did look like lingerie.
And she came to church in that, like on a weekend service.
Yeah, on an Easter weekend.
She trying to get it.
Yeah, she's married.
Or and she's married. Yeah, because her husband doesn't pay any attention to her.
The color white?
Yo.
I don't know.
She left the house like that. Her husband doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, he would have said something. Well, I mean,
Or maybe her husband's Kanye.
Yeah.
He might want her to come to church naked.
Sure.
yeah, or maybe he wanted her to get attention.
Yeah. And I would say, man, she looked good. I was like,
Maybe he wants to watch.
Amen.
well,
It's
yeah. Yep.
can't be up here fragilizing.
Yeah.
It could be
potential.
cold country out here.
Yeah. And like a lot of us weren't hating on her 'cause she actually looked really good. But I'm just like, was that really necessary?
Cucking is very popular now. You go to a hotel room, that's why I get the little chair in the corner.
Say that one more time.
Cucking is very popular nowadays.
Oh, okay.
So the man likes to sit in the chair,
Okay.
or vice versa. But most of the time, it's the men who want to watch, and they'll sit in the little sad chair in the corner.
That's what Diddy was doing.
Oh yeah, Diddy was a freakster.
Breaking bread too.
He
Oh,
was,
yeah.
he was paying
He was Breaking Bad.
for his girlfriends to have sex with other
Crazy,
people while he watched.
Oh my
Ew.
god.
Ew,
Go to
ew,
jail,
ew,
man.
ew,
Go
ew.
to jail.
Oh, he's about to have the time of his life in jail.
Ew.
Amen.
He got to go to jail.
You gotta go to jail.
He got to stay. He don't get to visit. He got to stay. Him and Robert Kelly. They both got to stay. Well. We got to talk to the men today.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
good.
It's
It
good.
was refreshing conversations. And they're so different too.
Absolutely.
Love that about Wide Open.
Me too. From different countries.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on semen retention? Very popular amongst the young ones now. on
Keep it.
YouTube.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. Why spill your seed? I mean, that's Proverbs.
Like legit, like that's like super popular now, like the whole no fap thing and semen retention for dudes talking about mental clarity, not feeling foggy, feeling like they actually have a touch within reality, and not feeling so glued to their phone and driven by their desires.
But like, let's just talk about the fact that they didn't make that up though. So, this is Proverbs number 5, verse number 16. I'll read 15 first. 5:15. Drink water from your own cistern and running water from your own well. That's talking about sex. And I think it's oral. Man on woman. Should your springs flow? They're using all this imagery, right, and this metaphor and stuff, but this is what it is. Should your springs flow in the streets? Your streams of water in public squares? This is semen retention. Should your springs flow in the streets? Your streams of water in public squares? Should you just be skeeting all over the place out in the atmosphere? I would say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We shouldn't be out here doing none of that foolishness. So, yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, man.
Keep that thing wrapped up. 12 o'clock.
Went by so fast.
Proverbs 5, verses 15 and 16. Married men, if you are married, go eat. I'm Timothy Charles Ross, Hector Alejandro Guerrero, Derek Israel, Santiago, Juliana, Buendia, Karlovich, Baby Karlovich. So when I'm talking about skeeting,
Yeah.
what I'm hoping
Hello, John.
that these people take away is that the sanctity of marriage and the bliss of sex within marriage is and will always be the most fulfilling sex that has ever been created in the universe. Because God created it.
Amen.
Of course the enemy wants to pervert it. But he can't pervert it. Because what God does will last, and what the enemy does won't.
Thoughts on having a third partner?
Peace.
Oh my